Oh, oh man. Hey Jasmine. We have I think we have another stream again today.
But it's the last one. The
Oh,
last
that's
US
yeah.
stream.
Oh, man. What's up everybody? Welcome to another live stream. This is it. It's the final one for Elgato Wave Next.
And I was thinking final countdown. And you said final, but yes.
It's the final countdown. No, it is.
Welcome to the very last US stream for our Wave Next launch. We still have one more stream tomorrow. That's going to be from our Japan team. So that's going to be very exciting. But for us, this is going to be the last one for the Wave Next.
We are pulling in all the energy we can right now. It's been a long road. We're here though. I saw a comment, YouTube energy. Yeah, hit him with the what's up everybody? Welcome back to another live stream.
In
this one.
Phil is good at acting. I'm terrible at acting. I just end up giggling.
What's up?
What's up? But I hope you guys are excited because we have a big giveaway too, guys. And also,
it's the biggest one.
I also want to mention we hit 50K followers on Twitch. Can we get some hype in chat? So, what's up?
Let's go.
Oh, the soundboard. The soundboard.
I hadn't set it up yet. I thought we were, hang on, guys. Let me. Let me just. It's when the soundboard isn't ready, and you just have to quickly stand. What is it? The emote. One moment, please.
Un momento.
So if I do this, and now I do this, and then.
Oh my gosh! Yes, Phil has been working this launch full stream. Phil has been a goated guest throughout the entire Wave Next launch stream.
This is our biggest giveaway ever. Or we just hit 50,000 followers. Let's go.
Let's go.
Air horns. Let's go.
And with that being said, we're giving away a Stream Deck Plus XL today. So just like usual, guys, the giveaway will be happening sometime throughout the stream. Stay tuned. There will be a keyword for you to enter in chat. The giveaway command will be updated once the giveaway is live, and we will let you know. Oh, apparently they can't hear me. Someone says they can't hear me.
They were hearing you through my mic, so no, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it's probably, it's fine. Or chat's trolling. But all right, chat, back me up on this, right? So Burrito's not here. That's good. Jasmine's here. Okay, so we're giving away a Stream Deck Plus XL because it's obviously the Stream Deck Plus XL stream. We also hit 50K subs. Doesn't that also deserve a celebration? Shouldn't we also do another giveaway?
We should.
Because we hit a lot of subs. Am I right, chat? Like, Yeah,
so chat saying yes.
I have no power over this. I'm simply suggesting to Jasmine here that we should do maybe something else.
Bring it, Chris. You guys ready for this awesome giveaway?
What?
Wavelink 3.0 is free for everyone in chat. Windows and Mac, get it now, guys. Someone called it.
Yeah, just go download it. But also, that's totally not the thing. That's chat. We got to work together. Help me download Wavelink 3.0. If everyone in chat right now downloads and installs Wavelink 3.0, and we hit the 50K subs, right, or 50K followers, maybe we can do another. Maybe give away something else.
Well, what are you thinking, Phil?
I don't know. I don't have the power here. I can't control that. What if we? So here's a question. You give away one Stream Deck Plus XL, or do you double it and pass it to the next person?
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Imagine though, right?
Imagine if we did two.
We could do two. We could do two.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see if we can get that logistically done. But yeah, today we're talking Stream Deck Plus XL. We're talking audio, Wavelink. We're going to go through a bunch of fun stuff. We also have a kind of a first look at a new update to Wavecast, which is our software to route audio between two PCs over your network. In fact, that is also getting a Stream Deck plugin. So you're going to get a first look at the beta here, which we're going to release next week. So if you've been using Wavecast, A, that's awesome. B, you're going to get a first look here at that new beta coming out. Is there anything else we want to cover before we go in? Well, actually, here's a question. And I don't know, can we make a poll? Like, who here has their Wave Next device? It could either be a XLR dock Mark II. It could be a Wave XLR. Obviously, Wave XLR Pro is not out yet, right? So that one you just have to sign up on Elgato.com. Could be Wave 3, so you know there's actually no excuse. Everyone should have it. Could be a Stream Deck Plus XL. Those have also been shipping, by the way. So let me, yeah, I don't know if we can get a pull up or
No,
not. If not, then that's okay. Just type it in. Just type it in chat. Do you have one, or is it on the way? Ania
mine's
Prince
on the
says, I
way.
mean, Phil, like what? Was that like, I mean what?
So Belle says that theirs is on the way.
Okay, love it.
Christine says, I need more Elgato. Vic says, oh, oops, wait, chat's moving fast. Vic says Wave XLR Mark II and Stream Deck Plus XL, Wavelink 3.0, and future Wave XLR Pro.
Yeah, Vic, that's kind of like cheating though, you know, a little bit, you know, because I think we might have sent you one of those. So that's a little bit cheating. Also, I saw someone by the name of, is it Jiangxin GG, Joxon GG, aka I think their name is Brandon. They also said it's on the wave. Oh my gosh, that's okay.
Oh
It's
my
on the
god.
wave. Yeah. Yeah.
Erica says, I have Stream Deck Plus and Discord Mini. I'm still newish to Elgato, but I'm loving it. That's good to hear.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, even you can experience the power of Wave Next through Wavelink 3.0. So make sure you download it, install it, check it out. It's free. Man, our social team loves graphic design. In fact, this is what they've come up with. I'm not going to name names here, but just the whole entire team. This is their pride and joy. This is their work.
Wavelink
So
3.0
yeah,
is free. Go download now on Mac and Windows.
exactly.
And then I do also want to mention, if you guys have any questions about Streaming Plex XL, feel free to ask in chat using the format !Q and then your question. I will be queuing up those questions and then we'll be answering them as we go and during specific segments, for example. So really hope you guys are excited because we're going to be talking all about Streaming Plex XL and how it can control your audio. So 36 keys, 6 dials.
Yeah. And also, maybe I can do
We're gonna talk Stream Deck Plus XL today.
We sure are.
yeah, it's gonna be epic.
Oh, but yesterday's stream, you remember? We
Yeah.
had a really great fun live stream yesterday with VoiceMod, and we did promise you guys a video from Manu. And you know, Chris, you want to show them?
Are we ready? Do we want to go through? Let's see. I mean, there's the schedule that we can take a quick look at. Even though we have one stream left, right?
Yeah.
But let's do a quick dive, a quick look at that. If you want to, so obviously we were live last week. We've been live this week. If you missed any of those streams and you want to check those out, they're on Twitch, they're on YouTube as VODs, so you can go ahead and watch those. We've also had an amazing team in the chat creating clips. So if you've had kind of like specific questions or wondering if there's an answer for something, then you can go ahead and check those out. We do have one more stream, well, two. We have the one that you're watching right now, and then we have one coming up. Boy, my time zone conversion sucks. 6 p.m. I assume that's
JST.
Japanese
Yes.
Standard Time, and then or 9 a.m. UTC, Universal Time Coordination Code. I don't know what that translates to in my time, Pacific time. But yeah, we do have one more stream coming up from our team in Japan. Joe and Kaname are going to be on that. So look forward to that. I think they're going to also have some guests there. They're going to talk all about, of course, all of these different
Next.
products, all the different Wave devices, Stream Deck, Wavelink. So, and then that's actually it. So after today and after that last live stream, that is going to be it, folks. Of course, we're still going to do more streams in the future, but that's going to wrap up our like focus on all of these Wave Next devices. We've been live for many hours. In fact, on the top of my head, it's something like, is it like 24 hours? Like we've been live for basically a whole day at this point if we kind of combine it all together, right? Because the initial streams were like 4 or 5 hours long, and then we've had shorter ones this week, like, you know, they're like 2 hours or something. You put that all together, I think we've streamed for over a day. I don't know of any other I'm just gonna say brand that has done this before. Usually you'll get like one live stream here, one there. I don't think anyone's done this before. This has been super cool. Obviously, the thing we've set for ourselves now is like, okay, do we do this every time now for every launch, and do we have to do it even more? Um,
I feel like it makes sense.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, all right. Let's take a look at this video from Manu over at VoiceMod, who's going to show you a little bit. And, you know, I just had that trailer voice come up. He's going to show you what he's got going on and what VoiceMod can do for you when you add the new VoiceMod VSTs right into Wavelink, as well as a cool, more like advanced version where I think he actually stacks a couple of different voices together and stuff like that. So let's take a look at that. And then when we're back, we'll dive right into Stream Deck Plus XL. We'll take a look at all the keys, the dials, features, functionality, and also jump into your questions. So let's take a look at this video from Manu.
Hi all, this is Manu from VoiceMod. During these months, we have been cooking with Elgato a VST's collection of voice filters designed to give creators, streamers and gamers a real boost in sonic expression. You can get them on Elgato Marketplace as they are now live. There are 12 plugins in total and 2 of them are free, so you can already jump in and try them out. If you missed the Wave Next talk with VoiceMod, you can still catch it on Elgato Twitch channel, where we did a full live walkthrough showing how easy these plugins are to use and how much fun they are. But there is something else really exciting about these voice filters. What happens when you combine them to create brand new sonic identities? That's what this video is about. Let me show you.
This is Trailer Guy, a voice filter that gives you that super deep, cinematic voice, perfect for epic moments on a stream.
And here we have a Space Captain voice filter, which puts you inside the suit of a Space Trooper soldier. Now, let's combine them and hear the result.
This is the Trailer Guy in a Space Trooper suit for the Emperor.
At VoiceMod, we call this multi-layering. It's something we already support in VoiceLab tool inside VoiceMod app, and now it's also possible in Wavelink with all the VSTs we have released. You can select different plugins, experiment with the order, and start discovering new combinations. The more VSTs you have, the wider your voice palette becomes. A couple of quick tips here. The plugin order matters, so always experiment with it. You can move it and reorder this way, just click, drag and drop. And depending on the result you want, you may want to disable the background in the first VST of the chain, or keep it on so it gets processed by the next one. So going back to our example, Trailer Guy inside the Space Captain suit. But now let's completely change that Sonic avatar by loading an anime girl voice filter first in the chain, like Akari.
Hi, this is Akari, ready to have fun. Or maybe Akari wears a different suit as, for example, the X-Pilot.
Hi, this is Akari. Mac unit ready. I really love this street combo, and we can push it even further. Do you want a space cat, or maybe a robotic one?
Here is Mr. Mellington wearing any AI suit. I will conquer the galaxy.
Now let's try a different identity using the same robotic filter, but this time with Tactical Rider as the first VST in the chain. This is where customization gets even more flexible, because you can choose between different riders with different pitches and extra effects.
Hello, this is Rider 1, ready for the action.
This is Rider 2. Let's loot some stuff.
This is Rider 3.
And this is Rider 4. Attention, attention. This is the super combo. And if you want something a bit lighter, but still with that sci-fi vibe, Tactical Rider wearing a Gundam-style pilot suit.
Tactical Pilot here.
VST layering is fully possible in Wavelink, and these have only been a few of all the possible combinations.
Also, don't forget that Stream Deck can be your best friends here, especially with multi-action switch feature, so you can trigger multiple VSTs at once and have your custom voice setup ready for stream in one click. Thanks for your time, and a big shout out to the Elgato team for building a toolset that's really useful, innovative and exciting. Now go check out Elgato Marketplace, explore all the VoiceMod VSTs and start imagining your own combinations. Thank you and see you on the next.
Oh.
And we are back.
We are back. Yes,
I saw
indeed.
a lot of you guys were having a lot of fun watching the video, and I saw Vic, your reaction, because yes, you can stack the VSTs together. And it does matter, just like Manu said. So that's very exciting. You guys get to have a lot of fun. And once again, there is 2 free VoiceMod VSTs available on Marketplace, and then a total of 12 new VoiceMod VSTs. So make sure to go check them out. We've done a live demo of yesterday. So in case you guys want to, make sure if you guys want to check out our live stream yesterday VoiceMod, we show a complete demo of all the VSTs, a few of the soundboards, and also how you can add the VSTs straight into Wavelink 3.0. There's a full tutorial and everything.
Absolutely. And also, let's just show you real quick, just so you know where to find those. So we've got Elgato Marketplace up here, and you can basically, when you're on the homepage here, you'll see you can scroll through here, and actually we have it right here on the front page. So if you just scroll down, curate your sound with VoiceMod, you'll see all these effects here. You can also just go to Wavelink, audio effects, and then you can, if you sort by most recent, it'll actually come up right here. So Discord is currently running a promo price, and then of course there's also the free ones like VX Pilot, the Mr. Meowington, which is very fun. What's up? Yeah, VoiceMod is running a promo price, exactly. And then there's the free ones that you can also check out here. And again, those are VSTs that you add right into Wavelink. So you can also, of course, browse the marketplace right inside of Wavelink here. It's a little bit different on Mac. I believe Mac just opens your browser, but on Windows, it just opens it right here. You can go to audio effects, you can install them, and then you can simply go into your microphone or any of your other channels and add your effects right in here. It's super easy, and the big thing is you don't need the VoiceMod app anymore. You can just add the effect right inside of Wavelink, which is super cool. So yeah, that is VoiceMod. Go ahead and check those out. But all right, Jasmine, what are we've done a lot of talking about audio, about software, about all these different things. What's the one thing that we haven't really touched on much?
Stream Deck Plus XL, which is the whole topic of the stream.
That's the whole topic of the stream. That's what everyone's here for. So let's jump into it.
Before that, I do want to clarify. I do want to answer a question real quick because we will have a few questions about Stream Deck Plus XL here.
Oh, yeah.
And that is from Lunera. Can Stream Deck Plus XL use XLR dock?
So the simplest answer there, because it kind of gets longer, the simple answer is no. Stream Deck Plus XL does not work with the XLR dock or the XLR dock Mark II. That's the simple answer. The little bit longer part of that is that when you take the Stream Deck Plus XL with its 36 keys, the 6 dials, the expanded touch display, it needs a lot of power over that USB connection. The XLR dock Mark II also needs quite a bit of power because obviously it has the WaveFX processor in there. It's got the upgraded headphone DAC and amp, so that way it needs a little bit more power to drive those, up to 600 ohm headphones. You put those two devices together, and it simply is too much power for many USB ports. Here's the thing. It can work. However, we don't want to say that, oh yeah, it'll work fine for you, and then maybe you've got a USB port that doesn't have enough power, or maybe the motherboard is, USB is all sorts of funky. Yeah, I see Me2X says Nutty did it. Yeah, it worked for Nutty. So our official answer is no, it does not work. The unofficial, and I'll just say the unofficial Phil answer is it can work. Do it at your own risk.
And then, that being said, now we have a great question from Jaskrin. What about USB dock?
Yes, that one does work. In fact, we'll show you guys how that, we won't do that right now, but just, yes, it does work with the USB dock, so you can connect it up. Again, the official recommendation there is that, or the official answer is yes, it works. The even more kind of unofficial answer is please make sure that you use the PD power input. Obviously, you can just connect your single USB cable, and that will, power the Stream Deck Plus XL, as well as any devices you connect to the USB hub. However, when you start connecting even more stuff on there, like say another Stream Deck or a camera or like an external hard drive, all of that also needs power. So make sure you're using that PD power input with something like I don't know, maybe like a 30-watt wall charger. That will make sure that the USB hub here is powered as well. If you want to connect a laptop, of course, you can do that and power the laptop. For that, you'll need like a 100-watt PD charger. So you can connect that in there. But again, we'll look into this in later in the stream as well a little bit, and the connectivity here. So some really great questions to lead us off there. The way this is going to work as well, if you have questions, make sure you use !Q and then you type your question. That makes it easier for Jasmine here to actually filter through and make sure that she's seeing all the questions, not the entire chat. Of course, we are reading the chat. We've got a prompter XL up here, so we do see all of your stuff come through, but it just makes it easier to filter. So yeah, with that being said, let's take a closer look at Stream Deck Plus XL, and we'll just jump right into the hardware first here. We've got this beautiful setup here, and then we'll take a look at the site as well. So if I move this back here, and there's a little speck of dust. Well, can I get that out of there? Maybe. That's my OCD is triggered by that. There we go. All right, so this here is Stream Deck Plus XL. This is the largest Stream Deck that we've ever made. We said that almost like 2 years ago at this point with the Stream Deck Studio, and now we've gone even bigger. So Stream Deck Plus XL, quite literally, is just a larger Stream Deck Plus. What you get are 36 LCD keys. Each one of these LCD keys is and has the same functionality that all the other Stream Deck devices do. So you can show data in real time. These update. They can, you can have folders that you can go into and go out of over here. They can play GIFs. They can show you real-time information about who's live, who's not live, how many viewers you have, which, your audio, whatever it might be. This is 36 keys, 36 Stream Deck LCD keys. Right below that, you have the touch display here, which will show you what is currently going on and what you have configured for the now 6 dials. Now, these dials are, well, there's just 2 more than the original Stream Deck or the Stream Deck Plus. And these dials are full rotary encoders, full 360, meaning they spin all the way. Like there's no end point. You can just keep spinning them. They have a really satisfying, we lost audio, it says. Someone in chat. Bill, we lost audio. Only one person saying that, so maybe it's just that one person. But anyways, so you have these 6 dials here. These are rotary encoders. They've got a really satisfying click kind of feel each time you turn them. In fact, I don't know, maybe we got to get, I think Sean is in the background here. We got to get some like ASMR audio clips of like using, like what it's like using Stream Deck Plus XL, because I can't really demonstrate it here, but man, is it satisfying to turn the dial here. There's also a press functionality, so you can press on the dial and you can activate a secondary function. So for example, if you have maybe it's a mute or something like that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's actually gross. Now I don't want to show my hand anymore. You can, yeah, you get kind of that like click, or you can rotation and then you can click. That's actually so, I was not ready to be that close. This tech that we're using is too powerful.
And also touch strip too. So it works just like Stream Deck Plus as well, right? It's basically Stream Deck Plus and Stream Deck XL together.
Exactly.
That's why Stream Deck Plus XL.
You can swipe across it here to go between your up to 10 different pages. And you can, set up different, it could be one for audio control, one for video control. You could have one for soundboards, which we'll get into it. Yeah, so this is literally just a larger Stream Deck. And yeah, so that's a look at the hardware right off the bat. Let's take a look at the product page here, actually. And we'll go through some more of this. So, who is Stream Deck Plus XL for, and, is it available? Well, first, it's available right now. So Stream Deck Plus XL is shipping for $349.99. There's some regional differences there in pricing, right? If you're, like British pounds, the euro, that kind of thing, but it's going to be around that. And you can just find that by going on to elgato.com, clicking on the Stream Deck category here, and then you'll see Stream Deck Plus, and now we have Classic and XL. It's actually like one combo page, so you just click on here, and then what you can do is you can select the size that you want. So 36 keys, 6 dials, or 8 keys and 4 dials. Then you can scroll down here, and again, this is just Stream Deck. So you have all the power of tapping, pressing a single key, and executing an action just by tapping on the key. I just noticed something. I think we might need to update this. We're showing like a virtual Stream Deck that you click on. Yeah, you get the info at a glance here. You can see stats about your system, such as how much CPU and GPU you're using, your audio levels. We actually just recently released a new Spotify plugin, which has beautiful new visuals showing you artwork right on your either keys or right on the touch display there. Of course, you get access to the, at this point, hundreds, if not even close to thousands of integrations of Stream Deck. This is really the power of these devices, are the plugins. So when you pick up a Stream Deck Plus XL, you get access to all of these plugins here. And there's, many, many, many being added to Marketplace every single day. And you can just check those out. Of course, you have things like you have really cool features that you get access to with the dials, like the action trigger and action wheel, which I'm going to show all of that functionality as well. So that's really cool. Setup is drag and drop, super simple. We'll take a look at that as well. And then, yeah, you have that just, dial control there. Something to mention too, you can currently, if you purchase a Stream Deck Plus XL, you'll get a free set of dials with that. So free set with every purchase. Again, I'm not sure if this is available in every region on Elgato.com, so just keep an eye out on that. But man, make sure that when you add it to cart, you also select your dial set here. Something to note is you see here, you actually get 8 dials. This is just because it's easier for us to basically give you 2 sets of 4 for the original Stream Deck Plus than to make an entirely new one. So you'll get 2 extra dials essentially. You could maybe put those as like extras, or keep those tucked away somewhere. Maybe you put them on the back, or maybe you put them as like decoration. But yeah,
Or technically, if you have a Stream Deck Plus already, you could mix and
ooh,
match colors.
you could do that, right? So yeah, you get some bonus dials there. That's actually the reality of, when you have products like this. It's honestly just easier to basically give you 2 of the same set versus us going like and making a whole new packaging, a whole new thing just to give you 6 dials. So yeah, kind of cool, right? You just get 2 extra dials, and you have all these color choices. You get blue, you can get silver, you can get gold. Is the like super cool like individual? Oh, the cosmic dial set. So these are like dipped, and each one is a little bit separate or a little bit different. So like no 2 dials are the same. So again, when you purchase Stream Deck Plus XL on Elgato.com, just make sure, you select your dials there, and then you'll go ahead and add that to cart. It's also, this thing is just huge. Again, it's like our biggest Stream Deck that we've ever made. I think not only key and dial wise, but even size. The Stream Deck Studio is long, but it's kind of a thin boy. This is just big. This thing is really big. In fact, do we have? Yeah, maybe we can do a little size comparison right now. Show it to you in real life here. If we cut over to our other camera. Let's see here. I've got the Stream Deck Plus and the Stream Deck Plus XL side by side, and this is just how big it is. So it's quite large. It even has more keys than the Stream Deck XL, right? The Stream Deck XL has 32 keys. This one has 36. So again, all the same features and functionality as the original Stream Deck Plus. So if you either have one, or you're familiar with it, or you've been looking for, just a larger version of the Stream Deck Plus XL, and you're wondering like, oh, can I, do the same thing? 100%. And yes, in this case, folks, the rumors are true. The myth is true. Size does sometimes matter. And this is one of those. We don't have a banana for scale, but yes, Stream Deck Plus XL, or sorry, Stream Deck Plus here, Stream Deck Plus XL is here. So yeah, that's a look in real life at the difference there in the size. And of course, this can power many of your different workflows from live productions. In fact, that's what we're actually doing right now, to voice and video. So something like Wavelink, it's perfect for Wavelink, especially with the Wave XLR Pro. Once we launch that, because with this device and all of the inputs and outputs, Stream Deck Plus XL is going to be absolutely perfect for all that audio control. Doesn't have to be Wavelink though. Of course, you could be using some other software that is integrating Stream Deck Plus XL. Then that is perfect as well. If you've got tons of, for the creatives out there, if you're doing graphic design, if you're doing Photoshop, it's great for that because you just have more keys right in front of you. So you can have all of your tools, all of your shortcuts, all of your little macros that you might have set up in Photoshop or, something that you're doing in Figma. You can have all of that set up right on your device. You don't have to go into different folders and stuff like that. It's just right there, right in front of you. It's great for sim games. In fact, I actually think I just saw that someone in the community made a mount for Stream Deck Plus XL. So if you have a sim rig, a racing sim rig, you can already now mount Stream Deck Plus XL to your sim rig. Again, here, it's awesome because you just have so many more keys, so many dials. So if you want to fine tune the parameters of your race, of your track, if you just want to keep stats on your car or what you're doing, if you're playing Farming Sim here, and okay, I admit I've never played Farming Sim, so I can't give you that much. But if you're looking to raise and lower your combine, what do they call it in the front? I forget the name. Or basically just take control of your entire sim setup, then you can do that. It's also great for Star Citizen. I mean, it's like the most futuristic thing, besides having an actual HOTAS setup, which is also really cool, but you have your HOTAS plus this, you actually feel like you're in the future. And then, of course, also nowadays with, using AI, you want prompts in there. You can put all your prompts in. In fact, you can even tell, if you're using like Codex or Claude and it's waiting for input, you can just, have it trigger your input, stuff like that. So there's many different ways that you can use not just Stream Deck, but particularly Stream Deck Plus XL here. The app is, of course, incredibly simple to set up, and we'll show all of that. So no worries there. And then let's talk about connectivity again. We answered those questions a little bit earlier, but now's the time to go over that as well. So Stream Deck Plus XL is compatible with two accessories. The first is the network dock, and the second is the USB hub. In fact, at this point, I have a network dock here. So let's take a look at these. So here are the two accessories. Maybe we can cut over to this camera again. So of course, you have Stream Deck Plus XL here, and on the back, there's quite a bit of space here, and there's actually a little brace to make sure that the device just is really solid when you tap on it. You can take this off, and you can replace it with USB hub. So this is USB hub for Stream Deck Plus and Stream Deck Plus XL, and what this gives you is essentially two USB-A ports, two USB-C ports, all at 5 gigabit per second, so USB 3.0. And it also gives you, of course, your computer's main connection back to your computer. And then there's also USB PD input. Now this gets up to 100 watts. Because what you can do with this, not only, of course, does that then power your connected USB devices, but also if you're connecting this, say, to a laptop, this can actually send up to 65 watts of power back to your laptop. So that makes this really nice to simply, use one cable connection for charging and for data. The USB ports on the back, like I said, they're all 5 gigabit. And then, ooh, look at that shine there. Hopefully it's easier to read now. What's also really cool and something that, we love doing here is it's got labels on it. So you can see exactly how much power each port outputs when you're using that PD connection, and then also just a general bandwidth that you have available. So we make it super clear. We make it super easy. There's one more thing, though, which this has that some of you might not have noticed before. That's actually on this side here. Check that out. That's an SD card and a micro SD card slot. So if you are a graphic designer, if you're a photographer, a videographer, and you're constantly looking for that SD card because you're working on a desktop and you're like, oh, where did my adapter go? How do I get this stuff offloaded? You can just, you'll have this at the back of your Stream Deck, and you'll always have a SD card slot available So it basically just becomes this total interface for all your other devices. I see someone in chat said 4 USB ports. Yeah, so you get 2 USB-A, 2 USB-C, and then of course you have the C uplink to your computer, and then you have the PD power one there as well. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Please, 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 if you are, using the USB hub, make sure you are using that PD power input. Just get yourself like a basic, I don't know, 30-watt wall power charger, with USB-C, because that way you'll make sure that all your USB devices here are getting those, the power that it says there. Like, because think about it for a second. If you have 4.5 watts, another 4.5, and then 7.5, 7.5, that's like what, 20 just about? That plus the Stream Deck Plus XL, you're gonna, I think most USB ports actually can't supply that. So the more devices you start connecting, the higher the chances that something may not work. So make sure you get that PD power input. Lady Vic says 100 watt PD isn't that expensive. Exactly. So you can go on Amazon, you can go on many different sites, just pick up a very basically USB wall charger, and then you're good to go. So that's Stream Deck, the XLR dock for Stream Deck Plus XL here. Sorry, USB hub. There's a lot of terminology flying around. This is USB hub for Stream Deck Plus XL, and it just slots right into the back there. Maybe, I don't know if I want to do it right now, but essentially you just take off the base, you take off this piece here, and you just slot this in, and you can see it's pretty much perfect. There is at the bottom of the device, this is where you will find the, there's 2 screws here, just Phillips heads. And I think it's really actually only those 2. I'm not sure if you have to take these off. We could go on an adventure maybe later and take a look at those. But essentially, yeah, you just take off the bottom screws, you take off the plate here, you then remove this piece here, and you just put in the USB hub. So yeah, it's really quite simple. All you need is a Phillips head screwdriver. So then there's a second accessory that you can get for Stream Deck Plus XL. And that is this guy right here. So this is network dock for Stream Deck. Now, this device works for basically every Stream Deck model. In this case, it's perfect, though, for Stream Deck Plus XL. So what does this do if you're not familiar? If you work in productions, then this probably, you'll have a pretty good idea of what this does. Essentially, you connect your Stream Deck Plus XL to this side over here with the included USB connector cable here, this little USB cable. The other side, you connect up to an Ethernet connection that is running into your production. And the really cool thing is that Ethernet can actually provide power. It's called PoE, or power over Ethernet. And what this means is you have a single Ethernet cable that's providing data and power to your Stream Deck Plus XL. So the benefit here that you have is that you can take your Ethernet cable, could be Cat 5e, could be Cat 6, could be whatever, and you can have a 100-foot run, right? Like at that point, your production computer could be quite far away. In fact, since it's all on the network, you could actually have maybe a server is running your production that's actually hundreds of feet away, or maybe in a completely different room. It doesn't really matter. Because it's all networked together, your Stream Deck Plus XL could sit at your production desk, or it could be next to a camera. It could be behind the scenes somewhere. It could be in a completely different location and still work and control your entire production. So that's Stream Deck Network Dock. It just takes your Stream Deck, you connect your Stream Deck Plus XL to the network dock, you connect it up to a PoE compatible switch or router, and then you set it up on your network. And this works best with BitFocus buttons. So that's a separate production software. We partner with a company called BitFocus, and they make a software called Buttons. Buttons is incredibly powerful. It's meant for production workflows. It lets you do some really cool things. And so Network Dock works perfectly with that. You can also use this with our own Elgato software if you want to. However, it's just we're not really optimizing for that so much. So I really suggest using BitFocus buttons there. If you don't have, let's say you have that Ethernet connection, but you don't have PoE, then there's also, again, kind of an auxiliary USB audio in here. Auxiliary power in. And what you can do with this is you can have your Ethernet connection, and then, you know, right where your Stream Deck is sitting, maybe you've got a wall plug as well. You just take a USB power, you know, and then you connect that to the dock as well, and then you have power there. So yeah, that's the XLR dock. Man, I am just tripping all over the place today. That's the network dock for Stream Deck Plus XL. You have Ethernet, you have power, and on the other side, you have your Stream Deck connection. Now, what's pretty cool about this too is that it includes this little like caddy, like a carrying caddy. What you can do with this is if you actually have a longer USB connection, you'll see this actually has screws on the, or like screw holes at the bottom. You could actually put this like under a desk, right? Like you could screw it into a desk or something like that. You could stick it on the side of a wall. And then what you do is you can simply slot your network dock into it like that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you can just kind of put this wherever, or you can, of course, because of the shape, it just nicely kind of slots into the back here, and you can just have it, you know, kind of sitting with your Stream Deck Plus XL. So yeah, that is the, get it right this time, network dock for Stream Deck Plus XL. So that's a look at all the physical features, right? We have 36 keys, 6 dials. Let me turn this around again. 36 keys, 6 dials. You have the ability to add accessories like the USB hub or the network dock. This is Stream Deck Plus XL. It's our largest Stream Deck yet. At this point, I want to see if we have any questions. I'm sure we've got some.
I was just about to tell you that we have a ton of questions that we can go through here. Let me see. George is asking, can Stream Deck Plus XL be used upside down so that the dials are on top?
Not right now. We just don't have software rotation in our app. We brought that up to the team recently. It's fairly simple to add. So yeah, basically the question is, could you use it like this if you wanted to? Today in our app, no. But in the future, I think we can add support for that. I'm not going to give a timeline. I'm not going to give a date. But I think we can do that, yeah.
And then Jeskren is asking, are the buttons their largest size like on the Stream Deck Plus, or are they the smaller size like on the Stream Deck XL?
They're actually slightly smaller. So if you compare them, let's take a look again here. Actually, let's see. We've got a Stream Deck Plus here that has, you know, it's actually got some stream controls on there. So if we can take a look at this, you'll see that the keys are slightly smaller. That's simply due to the, you know, the size, the space. If we kept them the same size, like the Stream Deck Plus here, then this device would be even larger. So they are different sizes, just slightly though. It's not a huge difference, but yeah, you can kind of see there what that, maybe I can get rid of more of the glare there. Kind of see the size difference there. Yeah, great question.
And then next question is from Shizzy. Can you transfer the information of Stream Deck XL to Stream Deck Plus XL?
Yo, Shizzy, great question. I love that username. Yeah, you can. So it's incredibly simple. We can actually cut over to our demo machine here, and I can give you a quick look at what that would look like. So within the Stream Deck app here, you can simply go to, like, let's say you have a Stream Deck Plus, and we've got one here. This looks like one that Burrito might have set up in the past. Check this out. We got the Greedy Goose. We got our icon pack. That looks familiar. So let's say you have this and you want to move it over to your Stream Deck Plus XL. You can go ahead and go into like edit profiles, and you'll see here this says profile 1. And you know, we'll just call this Gritty here. And you can simply take this and go copy to. And at this point, any of your Stream Deck devices that you see, you'll be able to copy it over. So in this case, I believe we're using Stream Deck Plus XL2. So I'm just going to hit copy over. And now when I go back to Stream Deck Plus XL2, you'll see it as a profile here. So did it copy it over? Did I do the right device? Yep, there we go. So it was just on a different page. But yeah, so there we go. It's all copied over. It's super simple. Just go into profiles, and then you can right-click, copy, and Look at that. And look at how much extra space you have now. Not only do you have even more dials, but you also have all of those additional keys. And look at how smooth that animation is. Shout out to Brito for making this. I believe this is on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, you can use Greedy Goose. And yes, that was made by our very own Brito.
W Brito. I love Gritty Goose.
Great question.
Next question is gonna be, let's see, from FPV, which actually would be a great question to answer for anyone who's new and doesn't know what Stream Deck is. What is Stream Deck? Because they're wondering, what is this realistically good for?
Oh boy. Okay. We went through that a little bit, earlier, but to break it down, Stream Deck and the Stream Deck family, it's an entire hardware and software ecosystem for controlling all aspects of your creative workflow. So that's anything from your live stream, switching between scenes, to muting and unmuting audio, changing levels with dials. That's for a live stream. Maybe for recording, you can have a timer on there. If you and start and stop your recording, insert markers. If you're doing a podcast, you can use this to quickly tweak levels with different guests that you have on. If you are if you're a creative designer and using like Photoshop, then you can put all of your tools right there onto the device. And thanks to those LCD keys, you don't have to remember the hotkeys or which tool is currently active because it's just right on the device. Stream Deck is incredibly powerful, and that power comes from the fact that compared to, and in contrast to most other devices out there, these are LCD keys on there. In fact, if we could get a little close up, this will display information to you in real time. So not only can you press it and it'll, do something, but you can see here, we actually have things like our CPU usage, RAM of the system on there. You could go ahead and you can actually see, what your mute state is. So if I mute here, I'm unmuted in Discord, and now I'm muted again, right? That's a really simple look at the power of Stream Deck. Is these are real LCD keys that show you information in real time. It could be how many viewers you currently have on a live stream. It could be your favorite creator is currently live and you just tap a key. It could be something like, well, let's say you have, well, here, I'll swipe on here. You have different pages set up, right? The entire device updates. So for example, if you are thinking, well, I need more than 36 keys. Well, what's cool is, in this case, you can swipe on the device to access 10 pages, or there's even folder functionality. And what you can imagine, this is a little bit like folders on your computer. You go into a folder, there's new files in there. Stream Deck has that same functionality. So you, of course, have your root level here, your top level. These are your most accessed controls. And then it's like, okay, well, now I want to go to emojis. You just tap on here, and boom, all of your emojis show up inside of this folder. Tap one of these keys and the emoji's inserted. You can then tap back and you're right back at the beginning again. So that's a very, I hope, quick look at Stream Deck and the power of it. We're also going to show how you set it up and how you can use it.
Also, I do want to ask chat a question too. Just like for anyone who's new to Stream Deck, what do you guys use Stream Deck for? What are some plugins, actions, favorite profiles that you made? Like, mention it in chat. Because like, for me personally, I love Stream Deck so much. I use a ton of Stream Decks at home, and I like to use it for Discord a lot, actually, because like if you're in a Discord call, I like using Stream Deck for, controlling my, my mute, unmute, push to talk, deafen, joining a channel. Because if you guys didn't know, Discord plugin, shout out to Chris, by the way. Chris worked hard on this plugin, alongside Discord, of course. But Discord, there's a action where you can join a voice channel directly. So you don't have to go looking through all those servers. Because if you're like me, I am almost at 200 servers that I'm in right now. So it could be a little annoying to scroll back down. So just a little bit makes it a lot more convenient for you. So for example, I'm streaming or I see like someone in a voice channel that I'm frequent in. I'll click on the little key because I made the action for it. And you're automatically joined the channel. So it's a really cool feature. That's like just very small example. But yeah.
Let's see. Shibumi says they control their GTA RP. Yeah, that's another perfect one. If you're doing GTA RP, you have all these different commands, different emotes in game, different things that you need to pay attention to and do. Well, you can just map all of those onto Stream Deck keys, and then you don't even have to remember to type something in. You can just press a key, and boom, it just does it for you.
Hmm.
I saw someone else say music production. Yeah, there's great plugins that connect Stream Deck with different music applications out there. And even if there's not a direct connection, you can always set up hotkeys. Yeah, there's Color Picker. That's actually a really nice one. If you're, again, doing something in graphic design, you can actually have a key where wherever your mouse is, it shows you just what the RGB or the HSL value is of that pixel that you're on. That's pretty cool, right? Because then you can quickly get an idea of what that color is. You can tap the key. I think the plugin is literally called just Color Picker. Um, and so that's yeah, some of the power of Stream Deck. I showed you the hardware, right, and what you can do with that. For that person that was asking, like, what is it useful for? How all of this works though is through the marketplace and through plugins. So these aren't just basic hotkeys, like again most other tools out there. These are actual plugins that you install on your in your Stream Deck software that talk to those applications. So for example, you could set up a basic hotkey and okay, the hotkey, it might fire, it might not, it might work, it might get, picked up by some other app. With Stream Deck, these are real integrations here where on an API level, they're talking to those other apps or that other hardware. And you would install these plugins by going to Elgato Marketplace. And the great thing is you can also browse this even if you don't have a Stream Deck today. You can go in here, click on plugins, and then boom, you'll see the entire list. I'll just sort this one by recent. So you can see there's a plugin for viewing surveillance cameras. There's a heart rate basically monitor. There's a PowerPoint plugin. You can see how many viewers you have. There's just a simple win-lose. There's a calendar plugin to see your upcoming meetings. We recently released a window mover plugin, which literally it moves windows around on your computer, so that way you can like always use the same layouts and stuff like that. There's just so many different plugins here. Ableton, right? There's some for Ableton. Looks like there's a free and a paid version here, so you can get like a demo of how that works. There's MIDI controls. There's what else we got here? Yeah, like if you do time blocking, you can set up a tomato timer, something like that, right? And so the beauty really is that the individual plugins give you tons of functionality that are actually in a way constrained, right? Because with Stream Deck, you have a key, you tap on it, it does something. It can also show you something. In and of itself, that's not a lot of functionality, but that's exactly where the beauty is, because a core value and a core thing of Stream Deck is that you trust what it's doing. You tap that key to mute your microphone and it shows you that it's muted, you know your mic is muted. If you are seeing your, RAM usage on there, or if you're seeing your viewers, you know that that's your actual viewer count at that moment because it's talking via APIs to those other software, to that other hardware, and it's actually doing that thing. And so that's really important for Stream Deck is that you're not kind of guessing or hoping, yeah, I hope it switches my scene. No. When you tap that key on Stream Deck to switch that OBS scene, it will happen. And there's no better feeling than just pressing a physical button there. We're all in the virtual world, but there's something so satisfying about pressing a real key or turning an actual dial and having that kind of like tick 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 feedback there. To increase your levels or to zoom in a camera, something like that. That became a longer answer. I think we have some more questions to go
we have
through,
a ton
though.
of questions,
Okay.
Phil.
Okay.
All right, so question from Okatak. They're wondering if the keys, if they're the same size as a regular Mark II or Stream Deck XL.
I think the keys are actually kind of their own size. Honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah, I actually don't know if they are the same size as another device. I would need to follow up on that.
And then Ginger Birdicus is asking, can you also daisy chain a Stream Deck Plus to a Stream Deck Plus XL?
You could, yeah. You could use of course, your own USB hub, or you could use something like the USB hub for Stream Deck Plus XL here, or for Stream Deck Plus. Just keep in mind, again, that power requirement. I do very much suggest plugging in that PD additional power to make sure that everything runs smoothly.
And then this question is from Zep. What key switches does the Stream Deck Plus XL have?
So this is using our original OG membrane keys. So these are that, just really satisfying. You press on them, you get that like kind of deep, low, thocky almost sound. It's not like a keyboard, don't get me wrong on that, but it's got that kind of like yeah, just satisfying like lower sound.
And the next question is from Orta. Can I use a 4K camera, 4KX, and a SB mic into the hub at the same time?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're really just limited there by the USB bandwidth. And obviously, this is a USB 3.0 hub. So just make sure that when you have all your devices connected, if you have a 4K camera, and I think you said a 4KX, like a capture card, plus a mic, you're probably still okay. If you were to say add a second camera on there, plus a capture card, so you basically have 3 video devices, that's quite a few. But yeah, you're probably good there. Yeah.
Next question is from Underscode. What's the experience from the team replacing previous Stream Deck models with this? Wondering if it can replace 2 Stream Deck XLs, for example.
Replace sure. I mean, in the end, that's up to you how you want to do that. So if you have, say, 2 Stream Deck XLs and you want to essentially migrate just to 1 Stream Deck Plus XL, I showed it a little bit earlier, but maybe we can just do it again real quick. The migration there is actually incredibly easy because the Stream Deck XL has 32 keys. This has 36, so it's actually a perfect migration over. In fact, do we have a Stream Deck XL? It looks like I don't have a Stream Deck XL connected, but I'll just demo it with one of our other devices here. Let's take the... yeah, that's going to take some setup, though, doing that. Let's see, do we have a device that has... All right, so we see this profile here. We'll call this, I don't know, my profile. All right? Imagine this is your Stream Deck XL. Work with me here. You can simply go into the settings, and then you'll see here, you go from general over to profiles. You have your device. This would be your Stream Deck XL. Right-click, and then literally just copy to your Stream Deck Plus XL. So in this case, you could just copy it right there. And once you go back to your device, it will show up as a, as a profile. There's another cool way you could do this, though. Like, let's say you actually want to combine profiles. And I don't know how many of you are aware that are using Stream Deck already. You can actually copy pages into a profile. So right now, we don't really have like a profile merging capability, right? Like in this case, what we did is we copied a profile. And a profile, think of it a little bit like, I don't know. In a game, it's like your save slot, right? It has everything in it. You have one profile, you have another profile. They're completely separate. Everything is separate. But let's say you want to take a profile and you kind of want to merge it with another one. The easiest way to do this is by using the pages. So for example, let's say we go back to another device here. We'll take this one here, right? We're on the gritty profile. We've got page 1 here. We've got key light controls. We've got a Newt Discord. We've got weather, right? Twitch. So we have all these actions, and we want to merge them into this other profile on the Stream Deck Plus XL. What you can do is you can just right-click, and actually let me zoom in here so you can really see that. If it decides to work. Okay, my zoom functionality is not deciding to work today. Oh, maybe that's because... Actually, yeah, I need to launch Power Toys. There we go. It's gonna work. There we go. All right, so let's say you have this profile here. At the bottom on these pages, right-click and then hit copy. And what you've done is you've only copied this page, not the entire profile, just this page here. So now you can go back out to your other device. So for the person who asked the question about the XL, you would copy your page, go to your Stream Deck Plus XL, and then you can simply right-click on any of these pages, or even I think on the plus here, and just hit paste. And there you go. Now you've merged that page into this profile here, and that makes it a lot easier to move these around. You can also do the same thing with folders. So let's say, for example, you go back to a different device. We can create a folder here, right? Call this like test folder. You can just copy a folder, go to a different device, like your Stream Deck Plus XL, and then go ahead and paste, and it'll have all of your keys inside there. So yeah, those are 2 ways that you can easily transfer actions and folders and pages between between devices.
Sweet. Okay, so
Actually, sorry, there's one more thing since we're on that topic. Sir Crest had a good point. This one's kind of cool too. So let's say you have this page here. You can actually copy this, you paste it onto a key. It takes that page and it turns it into a folder, which is also kind of cool, right? So you can take a single page, right-click, copy, right-click on a key, paste it, and it'll turn that page into a folder on its own. Yeah, maybe we need like a little guide at some point for something like this. Yeah.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So let's try. We have like 50 questions queued right now,
All
Phil.
right, let's do a
So
couple more
yeah,
here.
let's
Yeah.
try to speed run them. Next question is gonna be from Star. Would you recommend Streamplex XL over the regular one?
That entirely depends on your setup. If you have a Stream Deck already and you've always been wondering or thinking about, I need more keys, I need more dials, I need more stuff that's available right in front of me at any moment, then Stream Deck Plus XL might be for you. If you're happy with the device you have right now and you're like, oh, well, I can just use folders, pages, profiles, you can use the swipe functionality to go between pages, then you might be good already. So Stream Deck Plus XL is really meant for the power users out there. For those of you who are like, I need access to more keys, I need access to more dials, I don't even want to think about going into folders and pages. Like, I just want everything right there. This device is for you.
And for VTubers, if you're a VTuber, I know how
Oh my gosh,
VTubers all
yeah.
have the crazy amount of toggles that you guys have. Toggles, movement, scene change. Like, there's a lot. Like, I definitely would recommend Streamlabs XL for VTubers, especially if you've commissioned a lot of toggles or you have plans. Like, if you're really deep into VTube Studio and you've made all those hotkeys, you can all trigger those within Stream Deck because there's a VTube Studio plugin for Stream Deck. And also Baruto, there's was it Tube? There's like quite a few VTuber plugins on the marketplace right now, so
Oh yeah.
something
Mhm.
to really look out for as well. But yeah, if you're new to Stream Deck, I would probably recommend maybe Stream Deck Plus if you're new and not familiar with it, or check out Stream Deck Mobile because you do get 6 keys for free on Stream Deck Mobile.
Yeah,
That
hang
way,
on, wait. I think you kind of said it really quickly. What do you do with Stream Deck Mobile? Do you have to buy it?
no, you do not. Stream Deck Mobile is free for 6 keys. 6 keys.
So if you have a phone or a mobile device, Android or iPhone, an iPad, whatever, you can download Stream Deck Mobile and you can get 6 keys for free right now.
Yep.
And
And
that's
then
all the same functionality as you would even have on your it's basically, imagine it's like 6 of these hardware keys here, but just right on your device.
Yep. And then there's like a lot of different like payment options too. You guys always ask for like a lifetime option, and there is a lifetime option too in case you do prefer mobile. And so you get to choose the lifetime option. And then there's like subscription too, of course, right? The subscription, lifetime, or the 6 free keys.
Tactical Ferg, I see that, and oh yeah, dude, you get me. You get me.
All right. Sweet. And then the next question is from Ehad Power. What am I going to do without a fill stream? Also, if we have any suggestions or ideas, where do we post those? So any suggestions or ideas, you can post it in the feature request form. So if you do !FR, someone in the mod team can also like do the command as well. Then you just go over to that form and post your suggestions there. Also, Phil, that's for you too.
Or Reddit, or I mean, there's plenty of places where you can post your suggestions or your feature requests. The best place is going to be at that link that was just shared in the chat. Our team looks at those and we go through them. As per usual, obviously we can't address every single one. You may also not hear back from us typically, but just know that we are looking at those and we're always exploring new ways to add new functionality to your device and to your software.
And then Vic asks, when can I get the Bleep VST?
I'm working on it. All right. My plan is to get that done this weekend and get that up onto Marketplace. So yeah, I've got a fun VST that you can run inside of Wavelink. That is basically, it's a bleep button, right? So you can now use your Stream Deck. You can press and hold, which is also cool new functionality, and you can have a lot of fun with that. So actually, do we even have it installed here? Can I demo it? I don't think so. I think Julian showed it, but no, I don't have it on here, unfortunately. Also, wouldn't that be self-promo? I don't know if I should do that. That's
Ooh, and then I see Andrew is talking about Stream Mobile. They have an iPad running Stream Deck Mobile with 64 keys. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, if you have an iPad that you're, maybe it just kind of lays around a lot, or is basically just a Netflix machine, well, now it can become your Stream Deck machine because you can connect it to Stream Deck running on your computer, and then over wired or Wi-Fi, like you can actually just connect a USB cable. You can have up to 64 keys on an iPad. In fact, on iPad specifically, you can run 2 versions of Stream Deck Mobile side by side and have 128 keys. So it's pretty cool. So again, for everyone here, if you're watching and maybe you want to dive into the Stream Deck ecosystem, but you're not really sure if it's for you, definitely take a look at Stream Deck Mobile. It has all the features and all the functionality that Stream Deck Plus XL has here with its keys. Of course, Stream Deck Mobile doesn't have dials, so you're not going to experience that, but you're going to get that core experience. You're going to see which plugins are available. You're going to be able to set it up, try it out, and see if Stream Deck is for you.
Connor says, so I'm an OG with a Mark 1 Stream Deck. Do you recommend the Stream Deck Plus XL or to go big or go home, as they say?
Listen, I'm biased. Get a Stream Deck Plus. Like, okay, chat. Let's be honest here, guys. If you're asking me or Jasmine or actually anyone if you should get like the bigger one or the smaller one, or which one you should get, I mean, of course, get the bigger one.
Like, okay, for me generally though, I love Stream Deck. I feel like I'm probably one of the people from Elgato who owns the most Stream Decks at the
That's
moment,
actually
right?
true.
Yeah, because I personally use 3 Stream Deck XLs, a Stream Deck Plus XL, a Stream Deck Plus with USB hub, and then a Stream Deck pedal.
It's actually, I mean, it genuinely is pretty hard to make a recommendation. Yes, we're marketing to you guys here. We want you to buy these devices, obviously. Just saying, hey, which one should I get? I don't know. What we do have, though, which is pretty cool, on our website, we have a tool that actually kind of guides you. Let me see if I can find that here. Yeah, so we actually have a little, I believe this is at the bottom of every Stream Deck page, where you can basically put in a little bit about what you do and how you might want to use a Stream Deck. So for example, if you click on Pro Broadcasting and where will you use Stream Deck, this actually makes it quite simple. It's like, oh, you want it on a desk? Well, there's Stream Deck Plus XL. I think that's option 1. Or there's also, or it's Stream Deck XL and Stream Deck Plus XL. So you have 2 options there. Or you can go ahead and retake it. And let's say you're doing, I don't know, content creation. We'll do live streaming. And how complex is your setup? Obviously, you kind of have to just be the judge of that. We'll go moderate. Well, hey, maybe there's just the regular 15 key, or Stream Deck Plus with its 4 dials. So we have this little configurator, or this little quiz here, where you can go in and just it's just a couple basic questions, and hopefully we're getting you the right answer and the right recommendation. Yeah, but just buy the biggest one, guys. Come on. Just buy the biggest one.
Also, I just want to mention, like, the amount of streamers I have, just something to note, you do not need that much, because remember, you can make infinite amount of folders. It's just, for me, I like convenience. I like things being convenient, and like for me, I just like the instant, like, oh, it's in the first page, boom, or like swiping, right? Which is also why I love Stream Deck Plus XL, because you can swipe, and then there's more, like, you have so much more options, like fill up all these keys. It is so nice. But it's just like really easy access. You got like through all the little pages and stuff like that, right? Same with Stream Deck Plus, where it's like, swipe, but you definitely have less keys than Stream Deck Plus XL. But you really do not need that many that I have. It's just I work here, so I get them.
So I think that's actually a great kind of place where I can show folders, pages, and profiles, and talk a little bit about that. I think for most of you who have a Stream Deck, you're already going to know this, but for those of you who are looking at Stream Deck, who are looking at Stream Deck Plus XL, there's a lot of different ways in which you can customize your device to give yourself even more than just what's on the physical device. And this really is, again, a core feature of Stream Deck and the power. So we'll get to more questions. I just want to quickly show profiles, pages, and what's the other one? Profiles, pages, and folders. That's it. So we'll start in the hierarchy kind of at the top, right? So at the top, you have profiles. Like I mentioned, profiles are a little bit like your save slots. These have all of your main configurations in them. So you could have profiles for, maybe you just have one profile and that's your main one. Maybe you have a profile for different workflows. You know, you might take your Stream Deck and if you're working from home, you have kind of a work profile, and then maybe you have a second one that's like your creator profile, and maybe you have another one that's a gaming profile. It's super simple. When you have your Stream Deck device, you can simply click on New Profile, and there you go. Now you have a new profile, and you can start customizing it. You can also go in, you can go here to Edit Profiles, and you can give it a custom name here. So, you know, you could say like Work. In fact, even in this menu here, you could create a new profile. We'll add a new one. You could say something like, I don't know, Gaming, right? It doesn't really matter. You can customize and name these however you want. So once you have your profile, you can then start customizing it with all of your different actions. So I'll go in here, we'll go to our gaming one, and we'll add, you know, maybe our Discord soundboards, right? We'll add a couple actions there. We'll add our mute, we'll add our deafen. Maybe you want to add a clock on there. So, okay, we'll put a clock on there. Boom. Now we know what time it is. Let's say you've got a, what else do we have here? Let's say you do want to do a soundboard that you actually then route into Wavelink for audio, and you want to do that for, say, in-game sounds, right? Like you're playing Arc or, you know, Squad or something like that. You can take your audio actions. We've got a soundboard, and you can drag those on here, and then, of course, go in and configure them with different MP3s or WAV files or whatever you have here. So it's super simple to set up and to configure. But okay, the next thing is, let's say you've got a profile and you've got a ton of keys set up, and you're like, well, I need a couple more. Let's also go in and, you know, we'll add some dial actions here. So we'll go to Wavelink, we'll add wave control, we'll add channel levels, right? We'll just add some stuff on here to fill it out a little bit. We'll add Discord control, we'll add Stream Deck control. We've got our wave mic here. In fact, if I start talking, you'll see it moving there. Right, so let's see, what else could we do here on dials? You have a camera, you can adjust the zoom level. I actually don't have Camera Hub running. Even do, yeah, like an action trigger if you want to set that up, or an action wheel. Perfect, okay. We have a bunch of actions set up. Bear with me here. Imagine your Stream Deck is completely full. At this point, you can then go ahead and organize via pages. So a profile has everything in it. Pages, literally imagine like pages in a book, they let you go left and right. You can add up to 10 pages, and a page, you now just have another empty canvas to work with. So now you can add a whole nother set of actions in there. You could add even more soundboard actions. You could add even more controls. You could add, you know, games if you want to launch your games. For example, if we go to, we'll do keys here. We'll do like an open application, right? We could even type in things like Steam, and it simply puts the icon on there. You know, if you have other, you know, launchers that you want to add on here, you could do that as well. You could put Discord, boom, it launches that. So now you have a whole nother page. And the way you access that on Stream Deck Plus and Stream Deck Plus XL is actually by swiping on the touch strip. You can simply swipe left and right to move between them very easily here. So it's super satisfying, super easy, and you can swipe between up to the 10 pages that you make. And when you reach the other end of your, you know, if you get all the way to the end, you can just keep swiping. So you can always just keep going, and it'll just cycle through all of your different pages. So that makes it super easy. If you're using a device that doesn't have the touch display or touch strip, then you can use keys to navigate between the different pages. So you can have essentially like a page navigation, and I'll just show that here as well. We have navigation actions here in Stream Deck. So you can see here, next page, previous page, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just drag the next page onto a key, and then we'll drag the previous page onto a key here as well. And, you know, now if I press on one of those, let's see here, right, you can see it switches the page. So, you know, I can go to the other one, whoop. And let's see if I'm trying to do this like in reverse here. There we go. I can tap it and I'm on the other page. So this works for devices without the touch strip. One thing to note, obviously, I went to a different page and now my keys are gone. Like, let's say you have a Stream Deck and your keys are gone. Well, another really cool thing that you can do is you can actually pin keys. So you could just right-click, pin, right-click, pin. And now if we go back to our device here, let's say I tap on this key here. Check that out. The keys are staying there because they're pinned inside of that profile. And I don't need to set them up on every single page. They just stay there. Okay, so that's pages, right? You can, on your Stream Deck Plus, your Stream Deck Plus XL, you can swipe between pages. And if you have a regular Stream Deck, you can tap keys to go between pages. So let's say that you now want to add even more keys, or let's say you want to logically group keys, right? If you have, you know, a bunch of soundboard actions here and you actually want to put them all together, or, you know, like we showed earlier, if you have emojis that you want to have all in together, but you don't want to use a page for that because, you know, well, you have other uses for pages. Stream Deck supports folders. So any key that you are on, you can always right click on it and you can hit create folder. And a folder, in this case, we could do something like emoji. Probably type that correctly, emoji. A folder, you can then double click to go into, and now you have access to a whole nother set of keys here. You'll have one of the keys occupied by the return, which is always going to be on the top left. And the rest of the keys, you know, you now have access to completely customize yet again. So what you could do here is, you know, go in and, you know, set up all of your emoji actions, or you could set up all your soundboard actions, or let's say you are doing a live production, you can set up all of your different scenes and sources inside of the single folder and have those all logically grouped together. And then, and I'll just fill out a bunch of keys here to make the visual a little bit stronger, right? So let's say I go in here, add a bunch of keys. Oh my gosh, I have so many sound files that I want to play. So now at the top left, I can simply tap on the device and boom, I'm now at the root level again, or basically the top level. And then I can go in here, tap at the folder, I'm inside the folder, and then quickly go out of it again. So between profiles, pages, and folders, you have a ton of flexibility there. And what you'll see is that even with the Stream Deck Plus XL, with its 36 keys and 6 dials, you have essentially many more actions that you can configure, because it doesn't just stop with that one folder I made. You can actually make folders within folders. So let's say let's say you want to create a, you know, you have this emoji folder, and then inside of that emoji folder, you even have another folder for, like, I don't know, the different styles of emojis or the different colors of the emojis that you can select. You can set up folder within folder, and you can do, you know, every single key can become a folder, and you can do another folder. You actually have infinite, I mean, nearly infinite folder depth here. There's really no kind of limit, I think. I mean, at some point it just becomes impractical, obviously, but there's really no limit. Here's a really cool advanced feature of folders that I want to show you. So, and this one's really useful for specifically soundboards. When you've got a soundboard, typically what you do is you tap a key, the sound plays, and you're done, right? Like maybe you spam it a couple times, but you basically are done there. With folders, you can actually have a folder automatically leave the folder once you've pressed on a key. So how does that work? Well, let's go into this emoji folder here. And when you click on the folder, or even the, I believe it's the return button up here, you'll see there's an option called auto exit. You can turn this on. And what happens is once you press a key, it will wait this amount of time to then automatically jump out of the folder. So in this case, it's 1 second. You can also turn this up to, I think, yeah, I guess quite a few more times. You can also set it down to 0, which will mean it immediately jumps out. So what does this look like? Well, what happens is when I now tap a key inside of that folder, so I'm in there, I tap a key, boom, it immediately jumps out of that folder, you know, after 1 second. You can also, like I said, switch that down to immediate. So I tap on a key, like a soundboard, and it jumps right back out again. So that way you can go into a folder, you can tap on a bunch of keys, right? Maybe you set this to 10 seconds. You can tap a bunch of different soundboards, and then you can after 10 seconds, it'll basically reset you again to the top level so you don't forget to leave the folder. Okay, I think that covers profiles, pages, and folders.
There's actually a good question I saw that I can't seem to find from someone in chat. It's queued up somewhere with these 67 questions that we have queued up at the moment.
Oh
But
my gosh.
the questions are pretty much is how many profiles can you make? Like, is there a limit?
There is not a limit. In fact, I believe, Brito's not here, but on her computer and Chris, because they set up our Stream Deck tunnel. If you haven't seen that, by the way, oh my gosh. We had a Stream Deck tunnel at CES that you literally walked through. I think we had 400 or close to 500 devices, and each of those had a custom profile. So I think on Brito's laptop, we had something like hundreds of profiles. 358 profiles were on one computer. So yeah, it's not practical, but you can make as many profiles as you want. There's also even more powerful functionality in profiles I haven't gone into yet, like smart profiles, which basically can switch the profile based on what you're currently doing. We'll see if we can get to that.
Awesome. And then next question is from Estegard. How much compute power is needed for this? For Stream Deck Plus XL?
Not a lot at all. In fact, obviously our goal is to make it as minimal of impact as possible. We can take a look here at our task manager. I'm running Stream Deck XL here. I've got a number of plugins set up and installed, and you can see, it's on our system here. It jumps between, well, let's do a little bit. Okay, 1%, 0.3. Like, it just kind of goes up and down here, but you're not going to notice the impact. Of course, keep in mind, the more keys you set up and the more plugins you have and the more plugins that are active, this is going to slowly go up. Same with the memory. But that's totally up to you, how many plugins, how many actions, all of that you have set up and you use. But we've had like hundreds of actions set up and it's all still fine. GPU, the impact is also negligible. Granted, in the system, I believe we have a 4080, so, but it's also, this is not going to affect your games. This is not going to affect your productions. You will not notice that Stream Deck is running.
And then next question is from Lunera. How will we be able to use Elgato's WaveDX microfit?
That is a great question. So WaveDX, in fact, what we've got right here is an XLR microphone. So it has no direct connection to Stream Deck. WaveDX goes into an audio interface like our Wave XLR Mark II or the XLR Dock Mark II. Once your WaveDX is inside, talking to your audio interface, it then actually goes into Wavelink. And this is Wavelink 3.0 here. And I don't have an interface to connect, so you'll just have to imagine that this right here is your audio interface, right? At this point, you can set up all of your, your effects, your headphone outputs, your monitoring, etc., all within Wavelink. Once it's configured in Wavelink, you can go back to Stream Deck and start setting it up here. So for example, here, I've actually already got an action that shows the audio level in real time on the Stream Deck Plus XL here. I've got Discord set up as well. I've got Stream Deck. So, when I play sounds, I can see all the levels here. You can also do cool things like, and those are just dial actions. You can do cool things like, of course, just mute and unmute if you want to with keys. You can adjust channel levels. So let's say, for example, here we'll do Hades, a game, and we'll do adjust. We'll adjust this up by 5%. We'll do faders, and we'll do vertical faders. We have this really beautiful display here. So if I go down by 5%, check this out. Now across two keys, I've actually got a fader that I can now, if I tap on it, if I tap on this key here, you'll notice the virtual fader is going up and down between these two keys. And it actually moves there, which is really cool. So that's one way that you can visualize your audio. Of course, again, with Stream Deck Plus XL, you have the dials here. So if I wanted to adjust the mic levels, I could just take the dial here, move it, you'll see it shows the decibels, and then after a couple seconds, it goes back to showing the real-time volume there. So that's just a very simple way that you could then control your Wave DX going into your Elgato Wave audio interface. There's many other things you can do as well, controlling your mixes. Of course, you can also control your audio effects. So for example, if you had a audio effect on one of your inputs or on your microphone, right? You could go down here and then you could do either toggle where you press the key and it turns on the effect, you press it again, it turns it off, or something we just recently added is you can press and hold and it'll only turn on the effect while you're holding it. In fact, if I see here, I can set this up for you guys. If I go like this. Hey everyone, you should now be hearing me through the Wave 3. And I'm about to tell you something that's really cool.
With Stream Deck, you have press and hold functionality to activate effects at any moment.
And now I can just let go and we're back to normal. So that's another powerful functionality there that you can do with Stream Deck is press and hold on your device, on your keys, to activate things like VST effects here, which, by the way, you can check those out from VoiceMod. They're now on Elgato Marketplace. Yeah.
Hey,
that
alright,
was a
more
longer
questions.
that was a longer
Awesome.
winded answer.
So, a question from Underscode: Is Stream Deck Plus XL mountable with a quarter thread?
It is not out of the box, as in it doesn't have a 1/4-inch threaded mount at the bottom. However, there's already people in the community that are basically building custom, because you can take this base off, like this doesn't need to be here. Obviously, that's what it comes with, but you can take this off. There's already people in the community who are building essentially like custom housings that you can kind of place it in, and then that's how you could mount it to a to some sort of like sim rig or something else. You can also 3D print your own housing, and yeah.
Hey, and then Carlos is asking, does any program work, like Google Sheets, Lightburn, Bamboo Studio, etc.?
That's a great question. It depends on the program and if it essentially has a plugin on the marketplace or not. So if you have an app like, in this case, I'll use our own Wavelink software as the example. Wavelink has a plugin on Elgato Marketplace that talks directly with Wavelink. So you have the Wavelink software, you have the Wavelink plugin, they are talking to each other. There are some apps where there's no plugin available. So in fact, Google Sheets was one of those, or basic Google, Google Docs, Google Sheets, whatever it might be. There's not a specific plugin for that because it runs in your browser. So it's actually a little bit more complicated. What you can do there, though, let's say you have you're using a software that is not integrated directly with Stream Deck. Totally fair. Still works, and this is pretty cool. So we have a hotkey functionality. So inside of the system actions, you have two. You have hotkey and hotkey switch. Hotkeys, it literally is that. So I'll take the hotkey action, I'll drag it onto a key here, and I'll head down. And in the property inspector here at the bottom, there's a bunch of preset actions. So for example, full screen, screenshot, copying it to a clipboard, screenshotting the active window, opening the Xbox game bar, or opening File Explorer. Basically, these are all your system hotkeys, so that way you don't have to remember them. Let's say, though, that there's a hotkey for your specific app or program that is a little bit more specific. You simply click on Assign, and now I could press something like, I don't know, Control-Alt-G, and now that hotkey is assigned, and now anytime you press this key, you can see there, it's going to basically trigger that hotkey. So that's how you can control basically software, products, tools that don't have a direct integration with Stream Deck. Another cool thing that you can do here is actually you can also add things like modifiers to these, so like Shift, Control, Alt, Win. So we do make this quite easy to set up. There's also a little pro tip I want to give you. Did you guys know, so on most keyboards, there's F1 through F12. Did you guys know that F13 to F24 are also like standardized F keys? They're just not on your keyboard. And because they're not on the keyboard, almost no apps use those by default, which is actually perfect because what will happen is a lot of apps do use similar hotkeys, right? So what you can do in Stream Deck is you can go in here and you can say, oh, I want to use F keys, and you could set it to like F18. And there we go. So now, and again, show me an app out there that uses F18 as kind of a default hotkey. Now you can use F18 as a hotkey. Well, so then the question might be, and of course you can also give it a different title. I'll just call this F18. Now the question might be, well, how do I get this hotkey into my app since I don't have, it on my keyboard? Well, Stream Deck is the hotkey that's going to set that. So, let's say, for example, we go into, I'm just going to open OBS because I have that installed and it's simple. What I'll do is in OBS, I could go into the custom hotkeys section right here. We'll go to settings and then it's hotkeys. Obviously, I can go in here and for any one of these, we'll hide icons. I can now press on that Stream Deck key, the F18 one that we set up. And there we go. It sets it in there. So that's how you would use, the F13 to F24 keys. You just set it first in Stream Deck, and then you use Stream Deck to assign it in the app that you're using here. So again, longer-winded answer, but I think it actually makes it quite powerful. Of course, the specific question was around, I think, like Google Docs and Google Sheets. I don't think you can customize the hotkeys there, so you'll just want to use the standard ones that are available. So,
And then
yeah.
question from Kagespam. Is there an ability to multiple select buttons so you can move copy them at the same time?
No, so multi-select is not currently in Stream Deck. It's obviously a request that we've had many times, the team has heard of, and let's just say I might have seen an internal prototype or two of that working. So just stay tuned
Also
on
one
that
of my
one.
requests, guys. I want something like that too, please. Let's see. Next question is gonna be from, Petunia Gal. Do you have to have the other Stream Deck plugged in to be able to copy, or is it still in the memory?
So the Stream Deck software is what saves everything. You do not need your other Stream Deck device plugged in if you want to copy things back and forth. In fact, I only have one Stream Deck connected to this computer at this moment right now, which is the Stream Deck XL2 here. None of these other ones are connected. I think, actually, none of these are connected besides the pedal. We do have the Stream Deck pedal at the bottom here that I haven't been using. So that means even if it's not connected, I can still go to the Stream Deck Plus here, copy this profile or copy the page or copy any of the keys in here. That totally works.
Sweet. And then I did see a question, recently. We've been getting a lot of questions around this. Do you provide 3D model files to assist in 3D printing custom mounting hardware, except for Stream Deck Plus XL?
Let me double check. I know we provide 3D models on our marketplace for our modules here, which are basically the standalone devices without the case. But we don't have our actual, basically physical devices on there. I think we kind of do them by request right now, but let me chat with the team if we can make these available on here as well, like just a simplified version of basically the housing, so that way you guys could, model your own 3D printing, projects around that, or even just generally get an idea for the size. So yeah, we don't do it today, but I think that's something we can start doing. Yeah.
I got you, Kiki. I saw you ask that question, so I was like, you and a few other people, so I want to make sure we get that answered for you.
I don't know if Clover is in chat. Clover is on our marketplace team, and maybe we can. I don't know how soon we could make it happen, and we'll have to check if there's any issues with this, but I think we can do it.
Awesome. And then the question from Jake. So Stream Deck is plugged into the USB hub, and the USB hub is plugged into the wall or the computer?
So if you're using this USB hub, the Stream Deck Plus XL USB hub, this is plugged into your computer and to the wall if you do need that additional power, which I recommend. So essentially, you have two connections back here. One goes to your, you can see here it says, 15 watts uplink. This goes to your computer. or 65 watts. Sorry, this one goes to your computer, and then you have this other one which is just a pure power connection to your wall. So ideally, you're using both of these.
Sweet. And FPVS, what would you use the screen or touch strip and the dials for near the bottom?
So the number one example I can give here is audio control. I think really audio control is the strongest one. In fact, we have a couple of actions here set up with Wavelink. So here, of course, we have our Wavelink software, and you can go in here and adjust your volume if you want to, right, with your mouse. But if you're streaming live, you just want that control right there. You don't have to alt tab over to your app, or maybe you have a couple different apps open, Wavelink is buried in the background. Like, that's totally fine. That's where the dials come in. So if we go back to Stream Deck here, you can set up all of these 6 dials here to control various aspects of your audio. So it could be simple things like controlling your levels here. So for example, I can go in and now adjust the microphone volume level. I can even press on the key here to actually mute the mic. And you'll see what's really cool is it's also showing that mute status inside of Wavelink. And I don't think you see it now, but it's actually also showing the mute status on the mic in front of me. I can just press that key, or sorry, press that dial, and it's muting the mic. In fact, if I just press it there, because it's a touch strip, I'm trying to do this because I'm facing away from the camera, but you see there, it's also muting and unmuting. So that's going to be number one. There's plenty of other ways that you can use this. There's obviously camera zoom, and we have many great plugins that implement dial features and functionality. For Discord, here's a fun one. Jasmine and I are in Discord. Jasmine's too loud. I can just turn Jasmine down.
Are you calling me loud?
I don't know. I'll let chat be the judge of that. But you can go in here and you could literally set a specific user, that you are in a channel with. You can literally control their volume going to you. Or let's say with our control center and lights, you can actually adjust the brightness of lights here. You can see bottom, left, top. So you can control lights. If you have a clock, you can go ahead and just see that on there and rotate through different time zones. There's also some other cool, more advanced functionality. So let's say, one second. Let's say you have a plugin for Stream Deck that you really want to use dials with, but there's no dials integrated yet by the developer, which this totally happens, right? Not every developer will create dial actions. We have a really cool feature on here called action wheel. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a little bit like imagine you're playing GTA, Horizon Zero Dawn, something like that, where you have like a weapon select that comes up. It's a little bit like that. So the way this works is if you have an empty dial, you can go in here, you can right click, and you can select action wheel. And you'll see that a UI comes up that looks a little bit like a multi-action. And in here, you can put all of the different actions that are key actions that you want to trigger. So in this case, for example, we'll just do open application. So I could here have, I could do Chrome, and then I could do, we'll do Wavelink. In fact, we'll even do Stream Deck just because, when you want to customize it. Maybe we'll do Control Center, right? So now you have four actions in here. So how does this look on the device? Well, essentially now what you can do on the device, and we'll cut over to the physical one here, is when you rotate this dial, it actually rotates and selects. Let me see if I can adjust this here a little bit, like that. You can see it's almost like a selector. So I can choose, I want to open, I want to bring up Wavelink, right? And I just press it, and now on my monitor, Wavelink just opened. Or I want to go ahead and open Stream Deck app to customize it. Just rotate, and then, whoop, Stream Deck opened. Now let me zoom out there. Now if I continue rotating it, I can select Control Center, and Control Center will open. There we go. Now this works for any of the key actions. So it could be opening applications, it could be muting something, it could be I don't know, just anything that doesn't have any sort of dial action available. You can put that onto a dial through action wheel here. There's a second function, a second really cool feature we call action trigger. Slightly different. And this one is typically more if you have things like a toggle where you kind of want to do on or off, but you still want to do that via a dial where you want to do it multiple times. So same idea, you can take a dial here, you can right click and choose action trigger. And what you'll see here is there's a new interface that pops up where you have counterclockwise rotation, press, and clockwise rotation, each as their own essentially dial trigger. So what you could do here, as a very basic example, is let's say there's an app that needs hotkey control, and you want to like quickly rotate, like I don't know, take a video editing software and you want to go one frame forward, right? Typically, that'll be something like pressing like E and Q, or I don't know, like plus and minus, or it'll be like period or comma. What you can do now is you can simply take the hotkey action, put that on here, and now you could do something like E, and then you could do hotkey counterclockwise and do Q here. And now when you rotate the dial in these directions, it's going to repeatedly trigger that over and over and over again, right? You could even do another one for press. So that's a little bit of how that works. That's action trigger. So there's two ways that you can trigger actions. One is more like a selector where you select the action and then you fire it. The other one is really more of a, hey, I want to repeat this action many, many times, going in, either a left or right or up or down direction. So you can set that up on a dial here. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Next question is from Lazy Rico. So those 8 dials we choose at checkout, is that in addition to the default dials or does it replace the default dials?
That is a great question. So those are in addition to the dials that you are getting on the device. So Stream Deck Plus XL comes with the 6 black dials that are on it. Let me scroll up to the top here. So it does come with the 6 black dials, and then you get these other ones in addition. So you just make sure you select one. I'll go here with these, I don't know, these purple ones. Make sure you hit add to cart, and there we go. You'll get the black ones and the ones that you selected.
Awesome. And then next question is from Mess. Stream Deck Plus XL plus XLR hub plus mic. Will this configuration work or do I need to buy the Elgato Wave XLR audio interface?
What was the? It was
If
the.
it's XLR, I think they mean I can't tell if they mean XLR dock or USB hub. Because it's a combination.
I think
with
XLR hub means the back. So no, we talked about this earlier. If you just joined in again, it's worth repeating. So the XLR dock, the original one, and the new Mark II XLR dock do not officially work with the Stream Deck Plus XL. This is simply because there's too much power when both devices are connected together for one USB port.
If you're wondering about USB hub, that is compatible with Stream Deck Plus XL and network dock.
Yeah.
Next question is from, let's see. This is from.
Oh, you know what we should also show?
WY. Does the page copy work within the same profile within the folder?
Yes. Yeah. So you can copy one page in that same profile. You can go into a folder and then paste the page in there. That will work. Yes.
And what did you want to show?
Well, actually, so we have a ton of keys here, and I want to show something that you get with Wavelink and Stream Deck. So actually, my Stream Deck is quite a mess here, right? We've been running lots of different demos. There's no cohesion here. It's not organized at all. Obviously, this is all in service to you guys. You guys have great questions, and we want to show you the power of Stream Deck Plus XL. Let's say you have Wavelink, though. You have a bunch of different apps and channels and inputs and mixes set up, and you want to quickly set up your Stream Deck Plus XL. You have 36 keys, 6 dials. That can take quite a bit of time. We thought about that, and we actually have a export to Stream Deck functionality. So let's take a quick look at how that works. So I'm in Wavelink here, and I've got a couple mixes. We've got the live stream mix, which is how we're actually sending the audio from this computer to you. We've got a stream mix, we've got a chat mix, a record mix, we've got a personal mix. We've got a couple different apps going in here like Discord, Stream Deck. We've got Hades, Spotify. We've got a couple different effects on these. we have a pretty good configuration here. The easiest way to get this into Stream Deck is at the top right. You'll notice there's a little export looking icon up here, and this is called Export to Stream Deck. So you simply click on this, and you'll be able to select all of your mixes that you have, as well as your device that you have connected. So in this case, I'm going to choose the Stream Deck Plus XL, and you'll see here I want to include all the mixes. I don't have to, but I'm just going to do all of them. We'll go out here, and I'm going to click on Start Export. And after a couple seconds, Stream Deck is going to pop up and ask you, hey, which device do you want to add this to? You can, again, make sure that it goes to the correct device, and then just click on Install, and boom, check it out. Now there's a fully configured Stream Deck Wavelink profile that has all of your different dial actions, all the different key actions. It even has different pages to control the different mixes. You see here at the top, it says main, live stream, stream mix, chat mix, record mix, personal mix. This was all dynamically set up based on your configuration, or in this case, my configuration. So if we take a look at the physical device here in front of me, we can see here, it's now gone ahead and set all of this up. And I can use these keys at the top to go through the different pages here, or of course I can also swipe through them like this, and you'll see there's even a selector at the top to show you kind of what page you're on. All right, so this just made it super easy to take your entire audio configuration that you have in Wavelink 3.0 and bring it onto the extremely powerful Stream Deck Plus XL that was like a matter of seconds. So if you have a Stream Deck, and this works with every Stream Deck model, not just the XL. If you have a Stream Deck and you're using Wavelink and you just want to reconfigure everything quickly, then you can go ahead and just export that to Stream Deck.
We do have a question about this actually.
All right.
By that boy Tipsy, does touching the touch strip mute it?
It totally depends on the action that you have configured, but yes, in this case it does. So if I tap on the touch display here, you can see it's muting the mic. And then if I swipe, I can go to the different pages. And what's cool is there's also this key up here that mutes it, and it shows it, of course, because everything's in sync. It shows it on the touch strip as well there. Whoop, there we go. And then those are these virtual virtual faders that go between two keys, which is also really cool. So if you have a device that if you already have a Stream Deck that doesn't have dials, well, you can get pretty close to it with these virtual faders that you can press, you can hold, you can press multiple. They can show you these real-time levels, almost like you have a real fader in front of you.
Awesome.
And yeah, you can also just face roll across all of them if you want to.
And next question is from that boy Tipsy again. Can I use it in a dual PC setup to route the audio?
You can. Your Stream Deck will control one of the computers, right? So if you have let's say your Stream PC, and you have your Stream Deck connected to your Stream PC, you're going to control Wavelink and all your audio there. You would not be controlling your gaming PC because it's not connected there.
And next question is from Shlomo. What is the cable connection to the computer? Is it USB-C or USB-A?
Great question. Yeah, I guess we didn't really talk about that or show that. I'm just going to go ahead and unplug it. It's USB-C. So you get a USB-C cable in the box, and then this is the back of it here. So you can see there's that USB-C connection. Look at that zoom. Oh man, that looks so good. Again, we give you that little label, USB-C, 5 volt. What is that? Something, something. I can't read it. Reverse on the monitor. That's okay though. So yep, it's that USB-C connection there.
This is actually perfect. We can keep on here because we do have a question from Canadian saying, for Stream Plus XL, can one attach USB hub behind it? Yes. Do you want to go ahead and show them quickly?
Yeah, I guess we can actually do that. So we'll do it on a different device here, not this one. We've got another Stream Deck Plus XL here. We're overloaded with them. And I've got a screwdriver here. So we're just going to do this together now. Basically, you go in here and you can unscrew the base here. Yeah, the cable that you get is C to C in the box. So then you unscrew the second one. I actually haven't done this in a while, so I need to check if there's... I think you only have to do these 2 screws. And I recommend holding it upside down like this. Actually, is it these guys as well? Maybe it is these. We're learning together. Also, I really need a Linus from LTT. I need a LTT screwdriver. All right. Does it? There we go. And so that's what it looks like. So you basically just do it upside down. You take those 4 screws, and then you just take it off. And now you can take this piece here, and you just kind of pop it off. Be careful, though, because of, again, that connector there. So you just pop it off. Then you take your USB hub. You want to make sure you set it at the same angle. And then you kind of slot it back in like so. There's also this piece down here. You'll notice I haven't actually taken it off yet, but there's actually a bit of adhesive here, which makes it more sticky. You'll want to make sure you take this off. If you put it on, you can, that's fine. But then you might just get a little bit more movement. So now you have your USB hub, right? That's there. And then you go ahead and simply reattach the base here. Like so. And it's a very, very simple process to do this. What was that? There we go. I'm not going to do all of them just for the sake of speed here.
So in chat, it's like, when was it increased to 2? Because we just updated the giveaway command, and now they're seeing that we're giving away 2 Stream Deck Plus XL. Yes, we're giving away 2, because we're celebrating 50K followers on Twitch. So big achievement here, guys. Shout out to everyone. Thank
We
you guys
did it,
for
chat.
following. We did it, chat. We did it. Let's freaking go. You guys made it happen. So we are celebrating with another giveaway.
And there you go. That's what it looks like when you have the USB hub at the back of Stream Deck Plus XL. Super clean, super easy. Of course, you've got those USB ports at the back, and you've got, I don't know if it's thanks to the lighting, might be a little bit tricky to see, but you've also got that SD card slot there on the side as well, and micro SD card slot. So this is really nice. Even if you you're like, oh, I don't, constantly have stuff plugged in. But again, if you're doing a production and you just need a quick access to a USB port, instead of having to run to your computer, or maybe your system is a little bit further away, you just plug it right into the back of the Stream Deck Plus XL here. So that's how you do that. Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm still seeing a lot of questions about XLR dock.
Okay.
So
yeah.
XLR dock is not compatible with Stream Deck Plus XL. For Stream Deck Plus XL, only USB hub and network dock is compatible.
Yep.
And then another question from Alan, is USB hub included with Stream Deck Plus XL? No. USB hub is a separate purchase. It'll be an add-on.
Yes.
And then Ride Gamer is asking, are you using a Wave XLR Pro?
For this audio, we are. Yeah. So right now, you're hearing us through Wave XLR Pro. Both of us, we're going into a single Wave XLR Pro. The only thing we have on is DSP, basically the Wave FX processing. So there's no voice focus, there's no additional processing. It's just, I think, the expander, maybe some voice tune. I think that's just about it. Yeah.
Next question from Jake. Is there a default profile available for Stream Deck Plus XL when we get one?
There is, yeah. So the way that looks when you get yours is, did I now plug in? Okay, it is this one. The way that looks is like this right here. So this is going to be the default profile for Stream Deck Plus XL when you get it. We've got tons of different actions set up here. We've got game launchers. We've got system usage here. You've got quick links to Marketplace. You've got some quick Discord actions. You've got some of the creators that we work with on here. So for example, if you did want to watch Nutty, you can just tap that and then it'll actually open it in your browser. And that's just the first page. In fact, our team has gone quite extreme here, and there's multiple pages. So there's a second page with audio controls. There's some folders set up for like emojis. We also have built-in tutorials. So these are pretty cool. So let's say you want to learn more about your device. You can simply tap on, in this case, like smart profiles. You can tap on this, and actually on your computer, you have a little window that pops up and plays like a tutorial video here to show you in just a couple seconds how you can set up smart profiles, and then you can just click that away. So if I go on a different one, boom, adding multi-actions. That's actually built in right on the default profile, which is super cool. If we go out of that folder, I think there's even more pages. That's that one. Yeah, there's even more audio control. This one's just a bunch of multimedia here. So basically, this just gets you right into your device. You can start exploring, start messing with it. What's also cool is check it out at the bottom here. You have this dial. Now, of course, this dial rotates through, and if you press it, it just takes you right to the home. That's that little home icon there. So this is almost like a little navigator. You can just go through all the different pages, and then if you're a little bit lost or you just want to go back home, you can just press it, and then boom, you're back home. Super simple. Another really cool thing is the obviously, if you get your Stream Deck Plus XL, you may not have the Discord plugin installed already. You may not have the system info from Viver Motion installed. Stream Deck is actually going to tell you, hey, you should get all these plugins. And what's really nice is there's a single download button that you click and it installs them all for you. So it's really simple and really easy to get set up.
Awesome. And then is there an easier way for people to download these default profiles if they want? Because I saw someone asking about it. And also, Jake, who did ask the original question, says that it was blank for him when he plugged it in. There was nothing under default profile for Stream Deck Plus XL.
That's strange. Well, you can always, in the software, you can go to the preferences, and then on your device here, when you have that selected, go to the basically go to the profiles tab here. And then at the bottom, you can click on the plus button, and then you can see add new profile or add default profile. When you click on add default profile, it will just give you the one that comes with your device. So if for whatever reason it didn't show up, you can just, yeah. So I'll repeat that again. You go into preferences. You'll be on general first. Go to profiles. Make sure your device is selected that you have. And then you just click add default profile, and there you go. Can I click it? I can click it.
Perfect.
And then, yeah, just created obviously that's my second one, right? So it creates a copy of it, and there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, because like Tony also said that they got no profile on theirs as well. They
Oh,
got it for the
okay.
first time.
Maybe, are you guys all on Stream Deck 7.3? Because if you were on an earlier version of Stream Deck, I believe it will work, but Stream Deck 7.3 shipped the default profile. So double check that you're up to date. And obviously, once you've plugged it in and you do the update, it's not going to re-add that profile for you. So then you would have to go that manual step that I just showed you. If you buy a Stream Deck Plus XL today, and then you are on the latest Stream Deck version, you plug it in, it will trigger the default profile.
And next question. Yeah, let's see.
Ooh, this time Jasmine's getting the mic warning, not me. I've improved, chat. Remember on like the first day of the streams, I think everyone was telling me I'm over it, I'm under it, I'm too far away from it. I figured it
Lasagna
out.
is asking, can you replace and use A to C?
Can you replace and use A to C? I am not entirely sure what you mean by that. Oh, can you use A to C like a cable? Yeah, you could. I think so. Just provide your own high quality, ideally USB 3.0, just A to C cable, and you should be good. Yep.
Awesome. Next question is from Offbeat Panda. Is there a difference between Stream Deck Plus and Stream Deck Plus XL besides just the size?
No. Bigger.
You guys kept asking for a bigger Stream Deck Plus, so here it is.
It's bigger. We can look at that size comparison again here. Take a look. Here we have Stream Deck Plus and Stream Deck Plus XL. If you want to see the, I don't know, we'll take a hand size for comparison. Here's my hand on the Stream Deck Plus XL, or on the Stream Deck Plus, and here's my hand on the Stream Deck Plus XL. So I basically cover it entirely, and I don't cover it entirely.
Oh, my turn, because my
Oh,
hand's smaller.
Jasmine, yeah. There we go, and yeah. So it's hand for scale this time around.
Hand for scale. Sweet. Next question is gonna be from, let's see. Can you change VSTs in Wavelink on Stream Deck Plus XL?
Yeah, you absolutely can. In fact, there was a question. Yeah, I'll just answer go with the first one first. So yeah, you can very easily toggle on and off VST effects with Stream Deck Plus XL, or any Stream Deck for that matter, with Wavelink 3.0. So you'll want to make sure that first in Wavelink, you have your VSTs added to whichever input, like your microphone or whichever channel you want to use it on. So in this case, I'm going to use it on the Wave 3 here. I've got a couple of them added. You'll see they're all off, but they're already added. They're already there, ready to go. The next step is go into your Stream Deck app and go ahead and configure a key to actually trigger that. So I'm just going to create a new page actually that's empty to make this a little bit easier. We'll zoom in here. And then, let me make sure I'm on the right. We'll go to keys. And then we'll scroll down here to the Wavelink plugin. And then you have a channel audio effect. This is the one that you're going to want to use here. So you can just take this and then move that onto one of the keys here. I'll just do the top left because it's a little bit easier for me to reach. Then go down into the property inspector. And you can here select the channel that you actually want to control. So in this case, it could be Discord, Stream Deck, whichever ones you have added. It could also just be your mic. And then you can, by default, it'll be set to toggle. Basically, tap the key, the VST is on. Tap the key, the VST is off. I can also change it to hold. So in this case, you just press and hold, and it'll only be active when you're holding, and it'll be inactive when you stop holding. So we'll go ahead and check it out now. So I've set this up. We've got the trailer guy. This one's pretty fun. So I'm going to go out of this again. Just make sure, am I unmuted here? Actually, let me add another one here. Where is it? Channel level. We'll add that there, and then we'll do mute all or unmute. So I should now be able to just go like, I think I need to do it for the mix, but I'm just going to manually unmute here. All right, you should be hearing me through Wave 3 right now, so I sound pretty normal. And now I'm going to go ahead and press on this key here.
And now my voice is going to sound extremely epic. Everything I'm showing you is blowing your mind. It is crazy. This is Stream Deck Plus XL with 36 keys, fixed dials, and push and hold functionality.
And there you go. That's how you can do that. So I was just pressing and holding the key. And again, you can also toggle. So if you do want to toggle the effect, you can of course do that. Just make sure you have the effect added to your channel ahead of time.
Awesome. And then before we start to wrap things up, because I know we have a lot of questions, is there anything else that you want to show the chat about Stream Deck Plus XL? And then I think we can just do a Q&A and just run through all the questions that we currently have.
Not specifically. We've actually gone through a lot. You know, we went through the physical controls, the keys, the dials. We went through all of the customization options. Actually, what I do want to highlight again is just everything you can find on Marketplace. So we'll go ahead and open that up here. This is the Elgato Marketplace. This is where you're going to find all of the plugins, profiles, and more. Obviously, plugins, this is where the real power is. You can find plenty of them on here for pretty much anything I think you could imagine. Profiles is also really cool. So there are a lot of makers on Marketplace who are spending their time putting together profiles for you. So if you want to get started quickly, then you can do that. You can actually, there's a device type here. So you can, go on here. You can choose by profiles that are made specifically for Stream Deck Plus XL. Keep in mind, profiles do work with every device. So, you could even select like a Stream Deck Neo profile, and that'll just work with your Plus XL. But let's go ahead and click Stream Deck Plus XL, and we'll take a look here and check this out. FlowKits has created a Star Citizen Quantum Command Center here. This looks really cool. So if you are into Star Citizen, you now don't need to spend a lot of time setting up not only the actions, but also all of the icons. FlowKit here has already done that for you. We can go back here. There's project management prompts, and then Icon City has a bunch of different ones for simulators. So if you're, let's do Flight Sim 2024, same thing here. There's already a ton of icons and pre-made different configurations for you. So this makes it really easy to set up your device. So I highly encourage you to check out profiles for Stream Deck Plus XL, or for any device for that matter, because there are tons of them on Marketplace, and this just gets you up and running really quickly. There's also icons. So if you are, if you've set up a bunch of keys and you're wondering can I make these keys look nicer? I'm not a graphic designer. Listen, I hear you. Neither am I. And so on Marketplace, we've got many great makers who are making icon packs that you can simply download, install, and then use on all your keys. You can kind of find different themes or different styles or different colors here. So like, let's say you really like to have a blue theme, then you can find tons of icon packs here that all are a little bit more blue themed. Or maybe you want to go to ones that are more retro, then you've got kind of more retro ones here. And so these you can apply to any of the actions that you have set up. There's even screensavers. So that's a feature we didn't really talk about, but a what? A feature? The way I said it, yeah, it's a lot of talking. That's a feature for your Stream Deck. You can get a screensaver. So this will be active when, let's say, you lock your computer, or also when your computer is asleep, you could have this playing or have this visible on your device. And it just looks really cool. They're animated, some of them, and they're pretty awesome. So yeah, and then something new that we added, this is actually very recent, together with VoiceMod, is soundboards. So if you want to add a quick soundboard to your Stream Deck, VoiceMod has you covered here with their reactions and prankster soundboards. There's also some other ones from us. It's very simple. You just go in here. I believe these are free, so you just click on download, and you'll get this file. You just double click it, and once you do that, you can again select which Stream Deck you want to import the soundboard to, and boom, it sets it up for you. And now you have these, and I can go ahead and tap on, let's see, which one is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it playing through? Oh, okay. So yeah, there you go. That's how easy it is to set up a soundboard as well, which you can find on Marketplace. So again, I highly encourage checking out Marketplace. If you have a Stream Deck today, check it out. If you're getting Stream Deck Plus XL and you just want to set it up quickly, then go there as well. But I think that just about covers it.
Perfect. All right, let's get through a lot of these questions that we have right now. Rapid fire time. All right, let's start off with Deed is asking, do profiles stay when switching between two computers?
No, profiles are per computer. You can export profiles, and you can put them on a flash drive. You could even put them on like Google Drive or OneDrive, whatever, iCloud, and then you can just double click to install them again on your other device.
Ehud Paris asking, can we get the default profile if we don't have the XL version?
Each default profile has been customized for that device. So if you plug in a different Stream Deck, you're going to see a different default profile. I don't know if we have this one available yet for download somewhere. We might be able to do that. Not quite sure, though.
Next question from Tenacious. Can you have different functions entirely based on short press / long press, like short press mutes mic, but long press changes voice effect?
Yes, you can. So I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I just want to show you where you can find that. So we have it's actually a multi-action for keys, which is under multi-action here. So I'll go zoom in here. We have multi-action switch, which is like A and B. We have random action. This one can be a lot of fun if you have voice changers or if you have, bless you, uh, if you have different sound effects. The one that you're looking for, though, is called key logic.
Thank you.
So you just drag that onto a key, and now you can assign 3 different actions. One to press, double press, and press and hold. So yeah, just make sure, yeah, you just drag that on, and now you could put something like, I don't know, right? You could do a website on single press, you could do a open action on double press, and you could do, close action on hold, something like that. So yeah, there you go. It's called key logic.
Awesome. Next question from Carlos. Say you got Stream Deck Plus. How easy is it to transfer to Stream Deck Plus XL?
It's incredibly easy. I'm not going to show it because we did it earlier, so you might want to go back, but you can literally just copy over your profiles or your pages onto your new device in just like 2 or 3 clicks.
Awesome. Next question is from Ehud Power. Can you plug Xenon Edge into it? USB hub.
Here, the
USB hub, yeah.
yeah, you could, but the USB hub does not support. So it gets a little bit more complicated because Xenon Edge can either get its video through the USB connection or through the HDMI connection. On USB, it uses something called DP alt mode. The USB hub does not support sending through DP alt mode, so you basically would need to then use the HDMI connection. My recommendation would be just connect your Xenon Edge directly to your computer. That way you can get it through a single USB cable in most cases.
Next question is from It's Rappers. What about latency for like mouse and keyboard, for example, when you're plugging them into USB hub?
It wouldn't be noticeable if you're super sensitive or if you really care about that lowest latency. Obviously, yeah, connect it to your computer directly. In fact, some motherboards even have like, USB connections that are apparently inside even faster. So you wouldn't notice it. I think many folks do connect their mouse and keyboard to the USB hub. It's just a USB hub. But again, if you care about something like that, just connect it directly to your computer.
Next question is from Chris. How many watts does the Stream Deck Plus XL draw?
That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head.
All right, and then next question is gonna be from Alan. What are the power requirements for Stream Deck Plus XL?
Just a USB port. That's pretty much it. A USB-C port specifically.
And then let's see. Next question would be from Mrs. Jax. Are there minimum specs you need on a PC for Stream Deck Plus XL?
There are only in terms of the USB or port that you connect it to, and then also the operating system. You can find that information on elgato.com or just Google it, and it'll show you what you need to have there. But it's pretty basic stuff.
And then Rabbit asks, is there a functional limit to how many Stream Deck Plus XLs you can chain together?
It depends on, when you say chain together, are you talking about the USB hub again? Because of course there you have just 4 ports, make sure you have enough power. If you're talking about just how many you can have connected to your computer, there's no functional, there's no software limit, but obviously at some point you're going to run out of USB ports or, yeah, at that point processing power might actually start to come into play. Driving that many keys, especially if you're using GIFs and more dynamic actions. But we've seen some pretty crazy setups. I know one person a number of years ago, an accountant had like 27 Stream Decks connected to one computer. It was a combination of like Stream Deck XLs and Stream Deck Mark IIs. So I don't think, let's put it this way. There's no practical limit. Practical meaning, yeah, it's not practical to connect like 100 devices. So
Sweet. Next question is from Shaggy. Is the touch strip on Stream Plus XL bigger on the vertical plane?
On the vertical, no, it's still 100 pixels, top to bottom. I think it's about the same size. Yeah, would need to double check though, but it's about the same size. We didn't change much there. It's just on horizontally quite a bit wider thanks to those 2 additional dials.
Next question is from Shadowman. Let's say that you have multiple profiles for 2 Stream Decks. Does this mean that the Stream Deck app will need more resources?
Yeah, I mean, a small amount, sure. For every device you have plugged in that's displaying something, it needs a little bit more, right? Because it has to process all the keys and what's showing on there and everything. But it's a very minuscule amount. It all depends on just how many plugins you have and how many you are, and the plugins themselves too, and what they're doing. I made a Frogger plugin where I could play Frogger on my Stream Deck Plus XL. That was quite heavy because it was running a bunch of game logic and everything, and it was actually rendering across each individual section like one game, which was pretty cool. It's all in sync, so that required a little bit more, but that had nothing to do with Stream Deck per se. That was actually my plugin just being more, intensive. So
Oh, we can also talk about virtual stream deck for a little bit because we do have a question for virtual stream deck from Baconator. Do you still need to occasionally plug in a physical stream deck to use virtual stream deck? I use virtual one on my laptop when I don't have room set up on my marked one, and sometimes forget to plug it in before that buffer time expires. But this is also during the beta of virtual stream deck. We can also talk about how they can unlock virtual stream deck.
yeah, actually before that, I want to see. I forget if I tweeted out. Did I tweet out a video of Frogger? I might have. I don't know. Is it going to show it up on X? I would need to search it. That's a little bit scary. So yeah, I think I tweeted it out. So the question was around Stream Deck or virtual Stream Deck. So yes, you do with your Stream Deck device also unlock virtual Stream Deck when you go here. It still has the same kind of like cooldown. So let's say you have a Stream Deck Connect. Oh, Burrito's got it there in chat. Let's say you have a Stream Deck connected. Virtual Stream Deck will always be active for you. If you disconnect your Stream Deck hardware, which basically is telling Stream Deck software, hey, you can use a virtual Stream Deck, you have 30 days there to reconnect your device. So it's quite a long time. The idea there is if you have to travel for work or something like that, or that should be more than enough time. Stream Deck Mobile Pro will also unlock a virtual Stream Deck for you. And yeah, virtual Stream Deck is pretty cool. I mean, it literally is what it sounds like. When you have a Stream Deck device, you can then go down here, click on Add Virtual Device, and boom, now you just have a virtual Stream Deck. You can, set up things like a website action. I could type in elgato.com, and now I have this single key here. I can move it around, and when I click it with my mouse, boom, it opens the site. So it does everything that you can do with normal Stream Deck keys. It's just a virtual one that you can set up, and there's many different customization options. You can make it really big. You can make it really wide. You can change the colors of it. You can change if it hides keys that aren't in use, or even the key size, the opacity, stuff like that. So this is pretty cool. You can also show and hide it with a hotkey, which is quite fun. So there's many different ways that you can use virtual Stream Deck. And yeah, if you have a physical Stream Deck or Stream Deck Mobile Pro, you get access to virtual Stream Deck. There's also other devices that give you virtual access, like some Corsair keyboards and some Corsair mice.
Awesome. And then from Ali, they said they don't have any question. Just want to say that Stream Plus XL is a must-have for a streamer for audio control.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next question from Twiz, can you use the dials to switch between Corsair IQ profiles?
You could by using the action trigger feature, which we showed earlier, right? So I'm not going to do it completely because I also don't have IQ, I think, set up on here. But essentially, you could go into the software and set up a action wheel. And then, you could take, like, bear with me here. You take the IQ profile switch action, you move it onto the wheel here a couple times. And now on your device, you can simply rotate this dial to select between the profile and then press it to trigger that profile or to basically activate it. So that's how that would work.
Awesome. Next question is from JR Chi. One thing I always struggle with, so I don't know if it's just me, is finding the best place to put my Stream Decks. I have 2 Stream Deck Plus units and 1 XL. I'm also left-handed, so my desktop is quite different from most people. Any tips?
That's going to be a very personal thing. Also, hi to a fellow left-hander. Are you left-handed?
I used to be.
You mean you used to be?
I told you the story.
Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be a personal thing about where you place your devices. There's no like right or wrong way. It's up to you. Some folks love it right above their keyboard. Some want it, like if you're doing more gaming, you might have it right next to on the left side because you can just quickly go from WASD over to your device and then back. Some people want it on the right side because want to use it. It's totally up to you. There's no right or wrong way. It's a very kind of ergonomic thing, so everyone's going to be slightly different there. It even depends on like how far back you want it, or do you want it more forward, that sort of thing.
Awesome. And the next question is from Dagi. Is Stream Deck Plus XL USB 3.2 or USB 2 protocol?
I actually need to. I believe it's just USB 2. Actually, let me check that real quick. Let's chat. Let's verify this together. Is Stream Deck? Is it? If we scroll down here all the way to the tech specs down here. But actually, I guess it would be system requirements technically. Okay, so it's a USB 3 port. Yeah. Again, that's for the power requirements. So it comes with a C2C cable. You're going to want to plug it into a USB 3.0 port, or basically 3.1 Gen or 3.2 Gen 1 if you are paying attention to the USB naming. Then yeah, so it's basically just your standard 5 gigabit per second USB 3 port.
Awesome. Next question is going to be from, let's see. A lot of
By
these.
the way, if you're watching, stick around. We're getting close
Yes.
to our giveaway where we're giving away 2 Stream Deck Plus XLs. 1 because you guys are awesome, and 2 because we hit 50K followers.
Next question is from Lance. If you use network dock, can it control multiple computers?
Yes, but not maybe in the way that you expect. So the network dock connects your Stream Deck to essentially one computer on your system, on your network, that is running either our Stream Deck app or BitFocus buttons. The Stream Deck app or buttons would then control those other systems, right? Like Stream Deck is not doing the control. It's Stream Deck is controlling one PC, which is talking to the other ones on your network.
Awesome. And then Trifecta is asking, is there an actual release date yet?
For
Stream Deck Plus XL, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can buy it right now. You can get it right now at elgato.com.
Awesome. And then a question from Northern. Well, you can't really go through it now. Is there a chance you could all show your personal Stream Deck and Wavelink setups at some point? It would be cool to see Phil's, Jasmine's, Burritos, etc.
Sure, I think we can do that at some point. That would be, maybe we do like an MTV Cribs style. We just go to everyone's house unannounced before they have a chance to clean up. I will say mine, though, is typically not that exciting. Why? Because I'm always testing new features, new functionality. I am always messing up my setups and like reinstalling and deleting settings and setting it up from the beginning again, blah, blah, blah. So my setup is typically, even the one at home, is typically not that organized. It's kind of like the curse of working on the more technical side of things, because I wish, like I go to some people's places and I'm like, oh man, I love your setup. It's so clean and organized. And, I just kind of can't do that because I'm constantly using the newest version and, trying out new features, talking with our dev team. So yeah, my setup is probably not that exciting. Just warning.
And then I actually linked a YouTube video a little bit earlier of like my Stream Deck setup, but that's like not the updated current one of Stream Deck Plus XL, but that's like the gist of it basically, because I think that one showcases 3 Stream Deck XLs, a Stream Deck Plus USB hub, and Stream Deck pedal. So
I do have something I do want to show you guys, which is pretty cool. I think we mentioned at the beginning that we have a new version of our Wavecast software coming up, and we're actually adding a plugin for Wavecast in this beta. And if you're not familiar with Wavecast, it's basically a software that you can install on 2 computers, and you can send audio from one computer to another. So it's great for dual PC streaming. You can find that on Elgato Marketplace. If you type in Wavecast here, you'll go ahead and find it. You can route audio from a gaming PC to a streaming PC, and then actually on the streaming PC, you can send audio back to your gaming PC for like a microphone. Well, what's super cool is coming in a beta very soon is that you will be able to install a Wavecast plugin, which you can see here. Let me scroll down a little bit. Where do we have it? There we go. I'll zoom in there. And it's got 2 actions, and these are really nice. So the first one is connection state. So when you drag that onto a key, what it'll show you is the current connection and latency between your 2 setups. So this is just like it just goes ahead and shows you the the latency going from one computer to another. It also shows you if you're disconnected, right? Which is pretty cool. So if I go into Wavecast here and I actually disconnect, see, it says connect. In fact, I believe if I press the key, it'll connect. And I can just go back and connect again. Got a little animation there, which is pretty cool. And boom, it shows you that. So that's really awesome. The second thing is, if you're sending, selecting audio, like what you want to send between a computer, you can now just select that using a Stream Deck key. So you can go in here, you can do select application, and I'll zoom in there so I can scroll down, and then you can choose all audio or a foreground app, and send that over Wavecast to your other computer. So this again makes it super, super easy to just route your audio. So be on the lookout for this when it launches or when we announce the beta in, hopefully a couple days. The team is quite busy, obviously, right now with Wavelink, and we're getting out some fixes there for you guys. And then we've also been working on this update to the Wavecast. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'm really excited for it. It's really nice, especially that display. I don't know about you guys. I love seeing if just stuff is working. And of course, having that right on Stream Deck is awesome.
Sweet. And with that being said, I think we are good to wrap things up here. We have answered a majority of the questions. And if you just tuned in, your question may have already been answered in the earlier part of the stream. So make sure you just look at the VOD. The VOD will be up. All the VODs from our past live streams for Wave Next will be available on YouTube, which will live there forever. So if you ever want to look back or check it out, then go check out YouTube. It'll also be on Twitch, but Twitch may expire sometime soon, so I'll probably recommend going to YouTube for these VODs. And with that being said, we'll take one more question. I do have a question I have in mind to answer.
Oh.
And stay tuned, because after this, we're going to play a video by Phlox, and we're going to be coming back with the full team to say goodbye.
Well, the
But
most
also,
important thing.
giveaway, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, I was going to talk about
that's
the
the
giveaway.
most
Yes.
important
Most
thing.
important things, 2 giveaways. 2 winners will take home a Stream Deck Plus XL today. So stay tuned for the keyword. So that'd be pretty good. But, well, let me go ahead and bring up this question here. And this is going to be from
One more.
6-time Dad. Did you think a product like the Stream Deck Plus XL would exist way back when the original was released 9 years ago? The lineup has come so far.
No. I mean, back then, boy, in what was it, 2017 when we released Stream Deck, there was a pretty healthy skepticism inside of the company that Stream Deck was even gonna work. It's kind of like, okay, well, who, obviously we knew kind of who it was for, but the fact that it's become such a big thing, back then nobody expected. I mean, we knew we were pretty confident that it would do well among the creator community specifically, right, for streaming, but we did not think it would get to the point where it's become so ubiquitous across not just streaming, but also professional broadcast, and then just in general making an impact on everyone's lives, right? Because Stream Deck is used today in many more places besides streaming. It's used in medical centers and literally like hospitals. It's used for radiology. It's being used by 911 emergency centers around the country in dispatch centers. It's being used by was it Virgin Atlantic, the airline, to send notifications out to basically airline staff about stuff. So they have like a command and control center. It's used in so many different places. Apple's using Stream Deck for their WWDC presentations. It's powering some of the largest broadcasts in the world. I don't think, I think it was the MLB. I think even it was at the NFL. So like Stream Deck is everywhere. And, it's called Stream Deck, but it's taken on such a bigger role in, again, not just like creator and even professional productions, but also just like for general things. Like there's people who just use like a Stream Deck Neo at home, just, speeding up little daily tasks or just making kind of stuff more fun, like pressing on an LCD key that's showing you information is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It feels futuristic even. There's something so satisfying about tapping a key and something happening and it's going to happen. Again, there's that trust, that kind of innate trust that you build, right? It's kind of like a light switch. You flip the switch on, your light's going to go on. Like fact, it's going to go on. Well, if it doesn't, there's a problem, but your light is going to go on. And Stream Deck has that same like trust factor built in. If you tap that key, it's either going to work or you will know that it's not working because it's going to show you an error, and then you can go ahead and resolve that. But essentially, that's the power of this device. So did we think back in 2017 it would be this big? No. Was that dream always there? Absolutely. And are we still, like, is there still more to go? Also, absolutely. We have even more plans for Stream Deck. There's even more hardware that we're thinking about every day. There's even more software updates and new features that we're thinking about every day. So it's a little bit cliche, but it still is just the beginning here.
Awesome. And with that being said, before we cut to the video, I do want to mention, make sure you hit that follow button. If you guys are from YouTube, this giveaway is on Twitch only. So during this video, you guys have time to log into Twitch, hop over on Twitch over here from YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitch. Hit that follow button. You do have to be following us to enter to win. Terms are, must be 18 plus, following the channel, present when the winner is drawn, and once your name is called, you will have 60 seconds to respond in chat to claim your prize. Otherwise, we will have to re-roll for a new winner. And then this is open to US, Canada, UK, Europe residents only, and it's only one entry per person. So you don't need to spam the keyword. You're not going to get extra entries there. It's going to be one entry. One day, I do want to troll. Maybe it'll be on April Fools, where if you do the entry more than once, you're disqualified.
Let's see. Oh, ooh.
The Dipot has a option for that, actually.
That would go crazy.
That'd be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, one and done, basically. Do not spam. But yeah, with that being said, we'll see you guys in a bit. Enjoy this video by Flux, where they talk about Wave Next.
We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Foxness Bollier, and I'm a VTuber made from flesh and blood. I live on a flesh planet with my organic robot companion, Bugbot, and I love focusing on VTuber tech and tutorials. You can find me at Fluxness or at Fluxness Bollier on most websites, and I go by any pronouns. So if I could tell you one thing about why WaveNext matters for your audio, it's that it's just going to make your life so much easier. I mean, being able to buy a product from Elgato, plug it into your PC, download Wavelink, and pretty much just be done. It's never been easier to just have good audio. And for me personally, the one feature that I find myself using every single session would definitely just be the capacitive mute feature that's on the Wave XLR Mark II. And that's because I personally share an office with my partner, so it's really nice to just be able to give it a little tap if he's being too loud or if we need to talk about something real quick. What's VoiceTune and can you demonstrate it for us? I absolutely can. So VoiceTune is one of the new onboard DSP effects for the Wave Mark II products, and it basically uses compression and harmonic distortion, I believe, to make your voice sound like analog sound. And that just adds a little bit of warmth to your voice. So I have mine currently set to probably about 25%, but I can pull it up to 50 here, and you can see it starts adding this extra warmth into my voice. And if I keep going, I'm sure it's probably pretty overpowering at this point, but this is the absolute full 100% power of VoiceTune. I obviously keep mine lower, so I'm going to bump it back down. But as a person with a femme-presenting voice, it's nice to be able to just add some warmth back into my voice without having to do anything complicated. Because when you go on the internet to find special effects, VST plugins and all that, it's all oriented towards male voices, which is fine. I love the men out there doing audio tutorials. You guys are doing a great job, but there's really not that much for women or femme presenting voices. So I love being able to just toggle that on and have my voice sound nice. My first impression of the revamped Wavelink 3 is that I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It makes my life so much easier because I used to use Voicemeeter with a patch insert to Compatibility so that I can have Bugbot have his voice routed to its own output channel. And now I don't have to have either of those open. I just have Wavelink 3 open and that's it. So it's saving resources on my PC, it's clearing up the clutter, and it's just doing it really efficiently, and the UI looks amazing. If you have an original Wave 3 and you're considering upgrading to the Mark II, it might not seem like there's that big of a difference, but that's because most of the magic is happening on board inside of the actual device. On the outside, you are getting the new dial, which means that you'll have the auto gain feature, and that also means that you'll be able to see live feedback from your mic or also from your device audio. But the magic that's happening inside is that you have onboard DSP effects and you have your VST insert, which means that between all of the special effects that are being added to the new device and all of your VST add-ins, your mic is going to be pretty much no latency privacy for monitoring, and it's just going to sound absolutely amazing. And for me, as a person who loves monitoring my mic to make sure that, first of all, I'm not muted, but also to make sure that my mic sounds good and is ready for recording, I absolutely love being able to speak in real time and not have my words get jumbled over each other. So there is a major difference between the two of them, and it's definitely an upgrade. With the new LED ring and multifunctional dial, I have, first of all, the option to quickly set up my gain, which is really nice, especially as a person who constantly moves their mic. If I move my mic positioning and I need to readjust and reaccount for my gain, I love being able to just quickly press it and have my gain recalibrated for my needs. Then, of course, we have the new modes. I love being able to control voice tune directly from my device. And then, of course, there's the 2 crossfade options. So we have the option to keep our PC audio on while we're listening to our mic, or we can also do a true crossfade and switch between the two. I like keeping my PC audio on when I do that, but of course there's the option to swap over. And for me, I personally, most of the time, will keep myself on the mic or the headset mode, and that's because I love being able to see the feedback. If I'm recording, I love being able to see my mic levels, and if I'm just sitting around listening to music at my desk while I work, it just looks really cool to have the feedback from my music audio on my desk. So with the new Stream Deck Plus XL, I absolutely have full control over my audio now. It pairs perfectly with the Wave XLR Mark II. So my favorite thing is that with the 6 dials, I have 7 channels, and one of them is just for my PC audio, which I don't really mess with that much. So I love being able to have a dedicated dial for every single channel. That's probably my favorite thing of all time. If I'm listening to music and somebody comes in the office, I love being able to just quickly mute it. And then of course, if I'm watching something on a browser and it's too loud, I can just quickly turn it down. You can put your input devices on there and quickly mute them. So if I wanted to torture my viewers and swap to like a terrible webcam mic, that's something that I can accomplish with my Stream Deck Plus XL using the Wavelink plugin. I can also swap output devices, which for me is really convenient if I want to quickly show my partner something on the speakers. And in terms of streaming, it's really nice to be able to have full control over all of my mixes and channels.
And we're back. Thank you so much, Vlogs. I also see Vlogs in the chat. That was an incredible video. So make sure to go follow them. We did a little shout earlier, and they also have a command. So W Vlogs, great videos. I've seen your videos around too. All the technical details and everything is awesome. So I do want to ask you guys a question though, because I did ask it in chat. But what are your thoughts on these live streams? Right? This is like the first time we've ever done 2 weeks back to back
Do
live
we have
streams.
a poll ready?
We do not have a poll.
We should do one of those, you know, when you go to the, okay, maybe you don't, but like, what is it? Is it the doctor where they have like, you know, the smiley face, the less smiley face, neutral face? Yeah, like the how do you feel?
Yeah, how do you feel, guys?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Did you guys enjoy these streams? Were they educational? You know, we want to hear your feedback on these live streams because we all strive to, you know, keep the live streams coming, make them better each time during these launch streams. So, yeah, so you guys found the keyword. It is a great job. You know, shout out to all the team, to everyone who made this possible. Chris, our incredible tech director behind the scenes. You will see him very shortly. To our mods, Chris, Brito, Phil, James, Sean, Brandon, Marielle, like everyone who's been working really hard behind the scenes.
We have our team doing the clipping, right? We've got,
oh my gosh, shout out to our
Vic
clippers.
and
We had Vic for week 1 and the Apple Freak for week 1 and week 2. So amazing clippers, which is why if you guys would go to our channels and see our clips, you guys will see a lot of titles and everything. So we coordinated with them and they've been an amazing help. So thank you so much, the Apple Freak and Vic, and also shout out to our creators too. I do have a command for the creators as well for these incredible creator videos for Wave Next. So shout out to all of them. Oh, thank you. I think the command was thank you. Perfect. With that being said, let's bring the team over.
Or do we have the poll? I don't know. I think we were trying to set it up. No. Loved it, enjoyed it. Too many streams. Okay. Wow. So it's basically like great,
guys,
great,
you guys
and great.
Vote in chat, guys. You guys, 1 for loved it, 2 for I
enjoyed it. Yeah.
And then 3 for too many streams.
There is, yeah. I think it's rigged a little bit, but no, I mean it was for us it's also obviously a lot of fun doing these. And it's a lot of work, you know, a lot of time, a lot of early mornings. A lot of, you know, just making sure everything's going well and dealing with situations live, having all these guests come in from literally all over the world. But we do it for you, and when we launch these products, yes, they're products after all, but we also want to make sure that you guys have all the answers, so that you guys can make the informed decision. And we just want to get the information out there. So, yeah. So not the
Awesome.
last stream that we're going to do, by the way. I mean, there's going to be plenty more coming up,
Yeah, there's gonna
especially
be more in the
around
future.
like
Yeah.
we'll do more on Wavelink 3.0. We'll do one when Wave XLR Pro, when we are closer to that launch date there.
Make sure to join our Discord
Uh,
because we do like Discord Q&As, and then that's really personalized as well, where we answer basically all your questions too. So anytime we feel like there's a lot of questions that has not been answered or we don't have time on a live stream, we'll tend to like create a Discord Q&A, and we'll have a stage channel for you guys, and we'll announce this early so you guys know like when to show up. And that's a great time to get your questions answered. So
All right, I think the definitive answer is they loved it, enjoyed it, also got like 30 votes, and then Too Many Streams got about 9 votes.
lots of streams, but also giveaways for each stream too.
Yeah, wait, hang on.
Like,
Remember,
hold up.
every stream we did was a giveaway. So wouldn't you want a daily stream so there's daily giveaways so you have a bigger chance to win?
That's true.
The logic there, it kind of, yeah. But keep in mind, chat, everyone here is a winner right now because you can all get Wavelink 3.0 for free.
Yes.
So even if you don't win a Stream Deck Plus XL, you're all still winning.
Wavelink
is
3.0 is free.
you
Windows
can
and Mac,
get it now.
get it now.
Graphic design is our passion.
W. All right.
Okay. This is we're by the way, we're bringing back MySpace, and we're gonna have some background music on there and all that fun stuff. No, but yeah, Wavelink 3.0 is free. You can get it right now for Windows and Mac.
Awesome. Let's get some hearts in chat,
All right.
guys. All the Elgato hearts in chat for everyone, and then let's bring the team over. Brito, James,
Everyone,
Sean,
come
on in.
Don't be shy.
Chris, you too. Get over here.
Get in here.
Get in here. Get in here.
This is everyone.
All the hearts.
Of
for
course, everyone in the
everyone.
U.S. We have our
Yeah.
we have our European team. I mean, we have our worldwide teams, but this is everyone making it happen. So all those great camera
which way am I
zooms, the
going?
pans, those are all Chris here, right behind me. You can thank him for those. All of the moderation, James, Brito for being a fantastic co-host for many of these streams. Sean for just making sure that I have enough water the entire time.
What?
And the lighting and the
lighting.
camera and making sure that everything just looks really good. It wouldn't happen without him.
Being
So
my key grip.
yeah, exactly. So this is everyone who made it happen here. And there's, of course, more people who aren't here. So just a huge shout out to the entire Elgato team, everyone who made Wave Next happen, made these launches happen, and these streams. Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. James.
All right. Should we do the giveaway?
Let's do it.
How are we doing this? Oh,
Oh, is that little
what is
countdown?
the
Countdown,
what's
right?
what's the keyword?
Oh, the key was great job. Well, we mentioned it earlier, so they already know it. They've been spamming it basically.
Great job to us. Make sure you're following
Yeah.
the channel.
Yeah. So, like mentioned earlier, make sure you're following the channel. Hit that follow button. And once again, if you're from YouTube, come over to Twitch because this is Twitch only giveaway. You must be 18 years or older. Was it? And let me see. I have the term somewhere here. I don't remember from the top of my head. There's a command for it. Not from the top of my head. So yeah, following the channel, 18 plus, present when the winner's drawn. Winners have 60 seconds to respond in chat to claim the prize. A reroll roll, open to US, Canada, UK, Europe, resident only, and 1 entry per person. So that's a good question.
That is a good question.
No.
Oh my god.
What should we get for lunch? Bananas?
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. All
All
right,
right.
let's do a countdown. Ready? From 5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2, 1,
1.
and our first winner is Winter
Oh, okay.
Tiger
Winter Tiger, are you in
5304.
chat?
Let's see a
Type
message in
anything
chat.
in the Twitch chat to claim your prize. You have 60 seconds.
Winter Tiger. I'm
Winter
like scanning.
Tiger.
I'm trying to pay attention.
Winter Tiger, are you in chat? Oh, they're
Hey,
here. You won a Stream Deck
congratulations.
Plus XL. All right, stay, guys. There's one more winner. One more winner. Right, one more winner. Good luck.
Okay, another countdown.
Another countdown.
Go from 10. 5 of us here. So we'll each get 2.
Okay. I'll start. 10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3, 2,
0, and the second winner is Panda 1. Panda 1.
P.
Congratulations.
8 years?
8 years? Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god. OG,
Dang.
OG.
Well deserved then
Well deserved.
for always
Well
being
deserved.
here.
Please respond, Panda. You deserve it.
Panda, please.
This is a message for Panda.
Panda,
You've won a
Panda,
free Stream
Panda,
Deck.
Panda.
Oh my
That
gosh.
just made me-
5 seconds. 45 seconds, Panda. Type anything in chat to claim your prize. Panda P1.
If you're cooking
Panda
right now,
P1.
oh hey, let's
perfect.
go.
Let's go. And they're both here. You guys, congrats on winning a Stream Deck Plus XL. Make sure your Twitch DMs are open. You'll be reached out to by Elgato via Twitch DMs for more information within like 2 hours or so. So we'll see you guys very soon. But with that being said, let's pull up the schedule once Chris gets back over there, because we have one more live stream happening tomorrow. So the last stream for Rave Next is gonna end from our amazing Japan team with Joe and Kaname. So they're gonna be starting the live stream at 6 p.m. JST, 9 a.m. UTC, and they'll be talking about Wave Next. So make sure to check them out if you guys are awake or up late that time. So yeah, shout out to the amazing team. So we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, is the schedule still up? Can they see us? Or the problem when someone when
Yeah.
your tech director walks away. All right, and we're back. So
And we're back.
again, thank you everyone so much. It's been so great. We hope that you had a great time as well, and that when you get your Wave Next device, you have all the answers, or that you now can make a informed purchase decision. And
Encore.
yeah, so
It's time for lunch.
One more.
no, we're not doing one of those. Yeah.
One more nap is more like it.
Yeah. All right.
2 more weeks.
Thank you everyone so much. Thanks again to the entire team, and we will see you guys in the next one.
All right, and we're gonna be rating into Umi, one of our incredible creators. So go say hi to Umi, show her all the love, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bam.